Well, don't blame me for being the bearer of bad news. But the New York Times, whether they realize it or not, is reporting that the women have completely given up and given in. Particularly once they get older. What? By older now, we're talking about in their 50s, and that brings me to tonight's subject here. There's a number of them I'm going to deal with here tonight, so try to strap in and hang on. We're going to talk first with this interview that was recently done by Nia Long. She went to go talk to Kiki Palmer, of all people, and they wanted to discuss, we wanted to give you the update on Nia Long's dating habits. Nia Long is 55 years old. Damn! And I gotta tell you, it's really only the guys from the 90s still running around panting like dogs. No disrespect, no anything. You know, at a certain age, usually you bring in the new crop and they take over. But now, it's just, they're just hanging on for dear life out of here. We don't get to cycle in fresh blood. We basically got the same 4 or 5 folk in the stable who've been getting recycled for 30-something years. Folks, when you recycle something for 30 years, that's not innovation. That's not aging gracefully. That's stagnation. However, I want to play for you how it's going over there. And if you thought it was going better for some other folks, you got to read between the lines tonight, folks. Read between the lines.
Every time. Every time. Well, speaking of love, because I love that you just brought up that whole, stepping back, and I'm single, stepping out, how are you feeling about dating? Are you having fun? Are you interested?
It's stupid. I hate it. It's so dumb.
I want it to be like the 90s, how y'all made it look in the movies. It ain't fun, Nia.
I want flowers sent to my house. I need you to show consistent effort. I need you to show me that I need you.
Okay, because that's the thing. Y'all want somebody to play dumb, but then you already dumb. Now we both dumb?
Okay, I'm leaving.
Ho, please.
Ho, please.
Ho, please.
All right. So, folks, please keep in mind, this is a 55-year-old woman. No disrespect whatsoever. None at all. At 55, she's making, they talk about the YNs, she making YH demands. These are young ho demands. I want flowers sent to my house. Why? Is it a funeral? Damn! I want flowers sent to my house. I want consistent effort. So basically, at 55, she wants, now, I want to put this in its proper context. If she's saying that she wants that at 55, what exactly is it that you're asking for? And more importantly, who are you asking for it from? Let's just say that she's dating. Now, I want to come to this in a moment here, but I don't think she's going to feel right at 55 saying that she's with a guy who's 60. But what kind of man is sending flowers to your house at 55? Seriously, who is that guy? Who is he? Y'all got folk in your family, dudes who are 60 years old, 65 years old. Name a single one. Anybody in your family who's married in their 50s or 60s and giving flowers. I'm talking about, she's talking about as a gift, not on an occasion. She wants flowers sent to her house like we're high schoolers. And what I'm saying is that once you get in your 50s, or she needs to be looking for somebody in his 60s or 70s. What? That's where she needs to be looking. Nia, you're 55, baby. That means you need to be looking for somebody who's 65 or 70. Damn! At least 65 or 70. Who is the 65-year-old or 70-year-old man who's sending you flowers like that? He's catching feelings and catching butterflies like that. That's a young dude. That's not a fella who is established, baby. You go, if you got a fella built like that, you should be glad he lets you walk in the door. That's a young dude who's starstruck and butterflies and infatuated. Not a 65-year-old man. So what she's saying is that she still wants that young woman reaction and vitality. And I understand that. I understand it. Which is going to be a part of what I'm going to talk about here tonight. But I wanted you all to hear this. She's being honest. This is not a joke. This is not a game. She means exactly what she said. You heard the exact same thing from Vivica Fox. Vivica was not joking 20 years ago, and she's not joking today. She wanted it 20 years ago, and she still wants it today. Tina Knowles still wants it today. And Nia Long at 55, she still wants it today. You know why? Because there's a bunch of goofballs in her comment section and in her DMs, maybe some struggling rapper, maybe some struggling model, but there's a bunch of goofballs in her DM. Damn, baby, you showed you look good. These are fellas who will knock down anything like dominoes. They don't discriminate. They carpet bomb DMs and you just happen to look in yours and he was there. And this is the reason why at 55 years old, she thinks she's got leverage. She thinks she got leverage at 55. Ain't nobody buying you flowers. Like, if that was happening, women online would be posting that. They'd be stunting that. It doesn't happen. But she's saying that she wants you to be enthusiastic about her. And then she gave the coup de grace. Oh, man. Then she said not just that she wants to feel like you need her.
Every time. Well, speaking of love, because I love that you just brought up that whole, stepping back, and I'm single, stepping out. Like, how are you feeling about dating? Are you having fun? Are you interested?
It's stupid. I hate it. It's so dumb.
I want it to be like the 90s, how y'all made it look in the movies. It ain't fun, Nia.
I want flowers sent to my house. I need you to show consistent effort. I need you to show me that I need you.
Okay, because that...
Nigga, please.
I need you to show me that I need you. So you want, at 55 years old, you are looking for a man to put in consistent, extraordinary effort in a desperate attempt to convince 55-year-old you. He has to convince you that you need him. You ain't looked at your rent and your car note and figured out you need him? You ain't looked at that yet. You haven't looked at your property tax bill and figured it out. That you all just heard that at 55 years old, y'all, we 30 years since Friday. Do you all realize it's been 3 decades since Friday? Please go take a look at your IMDb database. But we talking about 3 decades since Friday with Kiki Palmer talking about the 90s. Baby, you were a toddler. 30 years since Friday, and she's talking about she expects a man to convince her that she needs you. Talk about jumping through hoops. Nobody told Nia, baby, ain't no man over the age of 40 trying to figure out how to jump through hoops for you except some nostalgic, ass-kissing, beta groupie fanboy. But there is no man who is actually established who's trying to figure out how to convince you that you need him. Jumping through hoops. You need to buy me flowers and make consistent effort. That means following up behind her, doing all this. But if you do that, she's not going to desire you because she's looking for a man that she can look up to. So she's telling you that you need to be chasing after her. And yet, in reality, she wants a man that she can chase after. And my point is, who is at 55 years old, who is that guy going to be? At 55. Maybe there's a 65 or 70-year-old who's like, damn, if I can score Nia Long after all these decades, I can check that off my bucket list. Please. I mean, let's just be honest. When you're talking about the fanboys and the groupie nostalgic guys, he's just like, hey, if it was another female, he wouldn't really be checking twice. But, oh, hey, I remember you from Friday. Let me check this off my bucket list if I can. And that's really what it is. So you're looking for a fella who missed the first train the first time around, never had a shot with you, and is willing to wait 30 years past prime to come take care of another man's kids, by the way, at 55 years. Yes, I'm banging on that number. 55 years old. Who is the guy who his head popped off the pillow this morning and he said, you know what, I sure do wish I could find a 55-year-old with a kid by an NBA player that I could come take care of? Who is that guy? Who is the fella whose head popped off the pillow this morning and said, damn, I really do wish there was a 55-year-old I could bring into the picture? And I'm just asking, who is that guy? Because Nia is very adamant about this. And I'm just wondering who he is. As a fellow who is near that age myself. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, there might be a sucker ass simp out there somewhere who remembers 30 years ago. But as far as a fellow who's out here getting it today at the top of his game, he's actually looking in the other direction. But folks, she's 55 years old and laying out her list of demands like a PLO hostage taker.
Like, I need you to show me that I need you.
Okay, because that's the thing.
That is...
Y'all want somebody to play dumb, but then you already dumb. Now we both dumb?
Okay, I'm leaving. I gotta go.
You know I'm not lying.
Keep walking.
You know I'm not lying.
It only gets worse.
Dumb, but it's like you already are dumb. So now what do?
I'm sorry.
Somebody's got to teach somebody something.
Somebody has to be the student, and someone must be the teacher.
It's getting to the point that I was at one of these events, and the guy next to me, I mean, he's talking to me about he just going to France, and he and we're having such a great time. 69 though, and I started to think.
He was 69?
I was like, should I date?
He was asking you to do 69. I was like, what? On the first conversation.
He gave me an evening to remember. I started to think.
No.
69.
No, honey, no.
70, maybe.
Damn! Alrighty then.
That's right, y'all. Now, here's my point. My point about playing that part right there was, do you understand what that means? I want you to understand that. Kiki Palmer is 32 years old.
Nigga, what?
She is 32 years old. 32. And she was standing and having a conversation with a 69-year-old, and she was seriously considering it. You know why? Because she's an ex-Disney girl who is now a current single mama, and she is looking to see when the phone gonna start ringing. And the phone is not ringing. The most eligible, Michael B. Jordan, you aren't even on his radar. For the up-and-coming dudes out there, the guys that they're hiring at Marvel or DC, to play Green Lantern or to play, Luke Cage, you don't even exist to them. No disrespect. No disrespect. You don't even exist to them. To the fellas out there who are up and coming in the game now and out here getting it, baby, you're not on their radar anywhere. Nowhere. So, of course, that's going to happen. In the chat room, Latizi, I might have you call up about that so you can explain to everybody what the significance of that is. I mean, is that what kind of major accomplishment is that? I mean, that's free. That's basically a public utility today. So, I don't know. Somebody thinks that. Somebody thinks after all this time, there's always one who jumps up when you sleep with them as if, okay, what exactly does that mean? Tell me what the value of that is to you. That's special. If a man wants to sleep with me, that's special. That means that I am special. because he wants to sleep with you. Yes! Sex equals commitment. Okay. It's 2026. You want to know why women got crazy body counts? Because there's still a bunch of them running around thinking that. If you'll sleep with me, that means commitment. You still slept with me. Okay. And? Yeah, that gotta count for something. Not really. What you mean, not really? No. You were just selling on the day that I was buying. Most guys are in a sexual drought. Well, I need this to be special to you because I'm looking forward to greater benefits. Nope, no greater benefits. You get the benefits right here on this mattress. That's it. You men are scum. All right. Kiki Palmer is entertaining a 69-year-old for a conversation. I'm going to tell y'all something right now. Controversial hot take. That's exactly where she needs to be. Damn! Yeah, Kiki needs to leave no stone unturned at this point right here, baby. 32 years old. By the way, and then you listen to what Nia had to say. Now, you heard what Kiki just said there, and then listen to how Nia responds.
No. An evening to remember. I started to think.
No.
69.
Honey, no.
70, maybe.
No, baby, no.
But
that's
these
like
guys,
a grandpa to your child. You're looking for...
He's done it before. He can help me with Lil. Girl, because it's getting to the point where the guys that are...
I can't go that
30s,
old.
40s.
Because I like
not
fresh and clean, and that just feels like it could just get a little
the sex
musty
part
or
could
something.
be a bit of a...
Okay, Nia Long is 55 years old, and you just heard her say, well, I can't go that old. Baby, that's only 14 years older than you are now. I say only. Folks, she's 55, and she don't want a dude in her age group. You just heard it. She's 55 and talking about 69 is too old. Denzel is like 72. What? Okay, well, Nia, if that's how you feel, you're in your 50s, if that's how you feel about a guy in his 60s, how do you think that the men in their 40s feel about you? So she just sat there and told you all, I'm 55 years old. And a fella in his 60s, oh, that would just make me feel old. And what's the sex gonna be like? Baby, you 55. Please stop acting like it's a triple X rated get down. Don't do that. Don't do that. It sounds cute, but you're making promises you can't keep. So let's not do that. But she wants you all to know. And that's why I'm bringing this up, because the thing that's being left out here is that, by the way, even she doesn't want an older dude. You know why? Because the real reason is, how do you show off a 69-year-old on the red carpet in Hollywood? Because what she's really telling you all is the ones she wants, they've already gotten away. The ones that she's after, the ones that she would rather have, they've already gotten away. They're not available. The fellas who were killing the game back in the 90s, Denzel, Samuel L., Will Smith, man, that's gone. Those ships have sailed and sunk. They have left the building. And Nia's sitting here now. She would go for that, but she's like, no. She wants somebody she can show off and stunt about and show off to her friends and the other Hollywood starlets and whatnot. She's looking for that. And it's not happening. There are no more ball players out there. There are no more athletes. She rolled the dice on an NBA player, and it went exactly as well as you could expect it to go with an NBA player. And here we are, y'all, all these years later. And by the way, do y'all remember all the ass clowns? Yes, I'm calling you exactly what you are. Y'all remember all the ass clowns when she first got with him and they were sitting up talking about we were wrong? Everything was great. We were wrong. We were just hating. We were just jealous. Has anybody been able to find any of them idiots today? You know, the folks who were bragging about the latest female getting with an NBA player as if that was going to be great. They egg you on for this foolishness and this silliness, and when it goes south, they're nowhere around to help you. But I think you all remember when she first got with him, there was a bunch of folks who were arguing with me about that. Hey, you just hate me around. Okay. How'd that turn out? Oh, they're all quiet today. Oh, you can't find any of those defenders today. Okay. Just checking. Just checking. But then she goes even further, y'all, because she hasn't dug the hole deep enough. So she's letting you know she don't want somebody who is age appropriate, as I heard earlier today. No, she's looking for where the action is. At 55 years old, she's like, I still want to be in the middle of the action. Let's find out what that is.
Because it's getting to the point where the guys that are
I can't go that
30s,
old.
40s,
Because I like
not
fresh and clean, and that just feels like it could just get a
the
little
sex
musty
part
or
could
something.
be a bit of a.
It could be a
You
little
know.
weird.
Yeah, I feel the same way. It's like I'm open to love. I'm open to the vibes, but the vibes aren't giving vibes. So then I just find myself having so much more fun with myself, with my girlfriends.
Yes, this is the thing. Like, listen,
know?
every girl wants to feel special.
Yeah.
But I also feel like I've experienced good love in my life. And so I know when it's good and when it's just playtime. But what I do think I need to do more of is engage in playtime.
That's what I'm saying.
Because I've always been in a relationship. I've always been like, oh, you like me, I like you. Okay, now we're a thing.
Me too.
And then 5 years later, and you're like, oh, whoa. But I don't really know how to like casually date.
I feel.
Okay, let me go ahead and translate what you all just heard here. Nia Long is 55 years old, and she just told you that she is trying to hit these streets. Actually, she's already in them. What? And she is just looking for somebody to pounce and bounce. She is 55 years old, looking to have fun. She's given birth to a child, or they're a teenager now, and she's telling you at 55 years old, she's ready to hit the streets and have fun. You just heard her say it. I'm really just trying to have fun and enjoy myself. 55. Now, for men who have resources and status and who have built up something, tell me, what exactly are we supposed to invest in a 55-year-old who's coming at us like that? That's some young nigga talk. You want some young dude who ain't really got to invest nothing. And she's trying to hit the damn jackpot. So just think about that for a few moments. She's letting you know. When these women tell you that they've chosen to date older, they're lying. She's 55 and don't want nobody older. She wants somebody who has vitality and energy. He's making things happen. Because she still tells herself that she has vitality and energy and she makes things happen. And that's what she's trying to do now. She wants the response that she feels like she gets from men. And she doesn't understand, baby, all females get that. You get a little bit more because you had a marketing budget behind you, but you're really not special. Not in that regard. It's not about can you get sex. Every female out here can get sex. It's can you get a relationship from a man of value? There's the problem. And when you start talking like this at 55, talking about having fun, what does this tell you? I'm just saying to all the folks out there, please understand, women don't talk about that salt and pepper garbage until they're in their 40s or 50s and all their options are dried up. Then a range of men they never thought about before. Because there's Kiki Palmer. She never talked. Kiki is only 32 years old. She is considering giving play to Mr. Gray. Yeah, because now she's dragging around the kid. Yeah, she got real issues now. So she needs somebody who's going to give up what he got and dedicate it to her because she's got for real issues that need for real commitment and can't really let go of it. So now Kiki is making some different considerations, and she's not the only one. When women get at a certain range, when they start running out of options, all of a sudden, hey, fella, okay, come on. I also want to give you all a more diabolical specter, maybe. Did you all possibly consider that the reason that when Kiki said the guy was 69 years old and Nia was so quick to pounce on that and criticize it and say no, y'all, is that because she really thinks the guy is too old, or did she hear that a 32-year-old has the ability to pull a guy that Nia should be able to, and Nia said, oh, wait a minute, have to fall the hell back. Damn! Oh, you don't want him. No, you don't want a guy. Oh, that's too old for you. You don't want a guy like that. By the way, what's his number? You got to watch out for these old hoes out here. How the way they talk to these younger females. Remember, she's over two decades old, 23 years older than Kiki. And her immediate reflexive response to Kiki meeting a 69-year-old was not, hey, you two have a good time. Her response was, nah, you don't want that. That's too old. Okay, but it's just the right age for her. So isn't that interesting? The guy who's just the right age for her, she is attempting to discourage the 32-year-old from talking to him. Now, how does that affect her? Why would she do that? Yeah, she needs all the available options she can get left out there. So you all see this kind of behavior on a daily basis. These old chicks out here trying to poison the minds of the young females, telling the young females what they don't need and the men that they don't need to be with. And, oh, why are you talking to him? You don't need to do that. And then she's trying to convince you that she's happy by herself. Okay. So I just want you all to hear that and mull that over for a few moments. If you all think that that's what it could be there, give me the book emoji in the chat room and hit the likes button. It's over 1,500 people in here live tonight right now. But I might be offending some people with the program. So if you agree with that, give me the book emoji in the chat room. And if not, we'll go ahead and switch things up here in a minute. We can go ahead and do that too.
I like you. Okay, now we're a thing.
Me too.
And then 5 years later, and you're like, oh, whoa. But I don't really know how to like casually date.
I feel like guys don't want to casually date when you're not begging for more.
Maybe that's what, because I am
1000%.
Very aloof.
Me too, girl. I'm like, do your thing. I got to do.
We're not chasing.
They don't want that. Like, to me, it's like, why can't we have a look? Why can't we be consistent sneak links?
Nigga, what?
Oh, please. Damn.
Yeah, y'all, you want to know how Kiki got in the mess she's in? Why can't we be consistent sneaky links? Okay. All right. And then Nia over there talking to, we're not chasing, baby, you 55.
On a casually date when you're not begging for more.
In my life. And so I know when it's good and when it's just playtime. But what I do think I need to do more of is engage in playtime.
That's what I'm saying.
But because I've always been in a relationship. I've always been like, oh, you like me, I like you. Okay, now we're a thing.
Me too.
And then 5 years later, and you're like, oh, whoa. But I don't really know how to like casually date.
I feel like guys don't want to casually date when you're not begging for more.
Maybe that's what, because I am
1000%.
very aloof.
Me too, girl. I'm like, do your thing. I got to do.
We're not chasing.
They don't want that.
Did you all hear that? I mean, and take a look at the look on her face, the look of disgust. We're not chasing. Baby, you 55 years old. Listen to me, people. This is how out of touch with reality are. She's 55 years old talking about what she ain't gonna do. At 55 55, people. I'm begging that point home. She's not 25 saying this. She's 55. Telling you about what she ain't got. I ain't chasing at 55. I mean, you would think that she was young and vital and in the prime of life and got all of her options. And what are all the options that she thinks she has in front of you when she talking about what she's not gonna do? I'm 55. I ain't gonna do that. So in case nobody heard this, and apparently a bunch of folk didn't catch that part, 55 years old and defiantly declaring what she's not gonna do for a man. I ain't chasing. He needs to chase me. And so he needs to chase them 55-year-old ovaries, or if there's any left, he needs to chase those 55-year-old fallopian tubes. I mean, this is a serious thing that was really said here. And no, she's not joking, y'all. She's not kidding. She's like, at 55, I am the prize. I ain't chasing. I want to have fun time, but I'm not chasing. Well, then in other words, you just want the YNs in your DMs. What man in his 50s is going to take this seriously? And then about Pololo Kiki.
They don't want that.
Pololo Kiki talking about.
To me, it's like, why can't we have a look? Why can't we be consistent sneak links? Why can't we just say, hey, it's
and
Friday?
They talk too much. Where's the NDA?
Way too much.
Okay, she's showing how she got in the situation that she's in, Kiki. So thank you for truth in advertising. But the issue for Kiki here is that, as y'all heard, she's talking about they don't want to date casually unless you want more from them. Well, hell yeah, baby. You coming with a damn kid by Darius Jackson. Baby, you got the single mom demerits. We don't give a damn about the Disney Channel. We don't care about Aquila and the Bee, whatever the hell the name was. We don't care about any of that. You coming here with a kid and drama. Your mama is a big hot mess.
Damn!
Who's the man who's looking to commit to that? So, yeah, as long as things are casual, it's like, okay. You start demanding more. Oh, he's back. What men are letting you know is, hey, give me room. As long as he can control the tempo and the connection of it, okay, fine. But as soon as you start talking about, okay, a commitment, oh, hey, we casual. Hey, we casual. So, yeah, you trying to flex the advantage. I'm like, hey, baby, a 69-year-old nigga will let you do that. And that's real talk.
And deal with it, nigga.
Yeah, you better quit listening to Nia over there. You need, if 69-year-old dude over there is willing to put up with you and the kids you come with, you need to go ahead and give him a shot. That's the way that works, ladies. You come through the door dragging somebody's kids, dragging the baggage, post-prime, post-wall. Okay, ladies, I said this going on 2 decades ago. I've been reiterating it now for the last 10 years. You can be a 32-year-old single mom. You better be trying to bag a guy who's 46, 48 years old. Because a 32-year-old male who is on the come up is not looking to get buried up under that baggage. He's not looking to fool with your baby daddy. He's sure not looking to fool with your mama. There isn't any fella who is making high 6 figures, much less 7 figures, and that's the situation that he woke up with. You need to find some desperate deacon somewhere, some desperate deadbeat who he's just happy to get something in bed with him that ain't gonna get up and run off. So you need to get a fella who's, 15, 20 years older than you at least, and he's really just starstruck, or he doesn't get a lot of female attention like that. And so for him and the kid, he can just go ahead and write that off because that's just the cost of doing business. And that's the truth, ladies. For the men that you all are attracted to, you want the fellas who got options. Why on earth would he sit up here and take care of Lil Ray Ray and Mike and Chuck's little bastard? Why would he do that? So no, The men cannot take you seriously. There's nothing to take seriously. And you won't allow people to be honest with you. You can get the little pathetic sad sack. You can grab the pension pimp at 69 years old. He's got his retirement check coming in. So he's on a fixed income.
Damn!
Oh, see, that's what makes Nia Long feel old. What makes Nia Long feel old is when she's thinking about, damn, this nigga's on a fixed income. That's what's bothering her, because she's like, hey, I'm still out here trying to get it, and I'm still out here trying to make things happen. The only fellas looking to take a chance on you two is a fella on a fixed income that the court can't take away from him. That's the only fellas who are really going to be looking to take a chance on y'all, is a fella with a fixed income who ain't gotten really, his ability to lose is kind of limited. Nia ain't going to have no kids, and nobody really want to have no kids with Kiki, so a fella who got something to lose, Nia, he can fool with you because, the shop is closed over there where you at, so he can do that. Okay, but she's looking for a fella to sit up here and start doling out. No. Take it seriously, baby. She's 55 years old trying to make demands. 55 years old trying to make demands. And folks, if you want to know why it is they're coming to this kind of silliness, let me tell you that no other than the newspaper of record, the New York Times itself, is putting out the craziest articles now. I mean, a whole team of them. This is what they're putting out here. The New York Times, with their virtually unlimited budget and unlimited reach, older women are in demand by younger men.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
Okay, paging Nia Long. Paging Nia Long. Y'all, they got a team of them over here to say this. I'm not going to go too deep into the article because it really doesn't need that much. But it says younger men are increasingly seeking out older women, and it's not just a dating trend. No, it's not. It's the way it's always been. Younger fellas have always tried to get an older female. This isn't new. What you don't hear is them talking about younger men want to commit to older women. Younger men want to start families with older women. Younger men want to take care of and protect and provide for older women. Do you notice that's the sentence that's missing? So this is the way it's always been, and the newspaper of record just figured this out, y'all. It's a shift in power, desire, and modern masculinity. Okay. All right. Below is a transcript of it. So recently, my 52-year-old friend and colleague separated from her husband. By the way, there's a lot of that going on right now. Hello, Miss American Pie.
What?
55 years old. By the way, 55 is becoming a motif, people. Motif? Look it up. 55 years old is becoming a recurring theme here. So if anybody remembers Shannon Elizabeth from American Pie, well, guess what? She's getting divorced, the money running low, and she's off to OnlyFans to see if she can hustle them virtual draws. So 55 years old is hell right now today, y'all. It is hell across the board, regardless of race, ethnicity, religion, creed. The ladies are catching hell out here today. They catching hell out here today. Recently, my 52-year-old friend and colleague separated from her husband, and so I made her a dating profile, and the response, the messages from men in their 30s was overwhelming. You know why? Because males in their 30s today know that females in their 50s, the men in your age group, ain't checking for you. It's no secret. The New York Times is going to treat it like, oh, they got all these options. No, it's because the word is out. Younger fellas are talking to guys in their late 40s and 50s. The fellas in their late 40s and 50s, if their paper is stacked right, they looking for something in their 20s or 30s. They're not looking to grab some overly entitled, bitter, nagging, emasculating, post-wall middle-ager. So the word is out. It's no secret. But the New York Times is treating this like, oh, this is a new phenomena and these males are looking for women of substance. No. They just know y'all ain't got no options. Oh, don't worry. When I open up the phone lines here in just a minute, Tiffany gonna have to give me a call here. So glad you think that. But what they're saying here is that Paxson, the oldest age gap I had was 8 years and she was 35 and I was 27. Dylan, so I'm 34. The oldest I've been on a date with, I want to say, is close to 50, so they're 40s. Tristan, I'm 28 and my ex-girlfriend was 42. She had 2 kids and were the same age as my siblings. So what these folk here are admitting is that the options are running low. And the women are just like, okay, is there some young fellas out there looking to, quote, have some fun? Of course they're looking to have some fun. I've gotten out of a marriage. Okay, this young fella is not looking to take you to your damn doctor visits. He's really not trying to do that. He really isn't. Now, I want to show you one more thing because this is all very reminiscent. This all sounds very familiar to me. It says more young men are seeking to date older women. So Paxton, I was really attracted to the level of emotional maturity that they could give me. But isn't this what the females, when they claim the females say this about the males? Oh, I want an older man because they're more mature. Okay, the men have been saying the same damn thing. I know personally now for 4 decades. The men have been saying the same thing and the media has been acting like they didn't say anything. Tristan, just the openness for a relationship, a real relationship, exclusivity, something longer lasting. Okay, he didn't say life lasting. Kendrick, they tend to be more in their careers and they tend to be more peaceful when it comes to dating. Yeah, you want to date a chick who's got her own Lexus. It's nice to be a man in your 20s dating a female who's got her own Lexus and got her own beach house. Okay, I was that guy in my 20s. I had girlfriends in their 40s and older. I wasn't looking to marry any of them. I wasn't looking to commit to any of them. I wasn't looking to keep them for the rest of my life. I was never going to be a lifelong partner. That never even entered my mind. And what they're showing you is there's nothing new under the sun, but the New York Times wants to hand out false hope. Well, don't worry, ladies. Go ahead and screw up your marriage here. There's some young fella out there who will take you seriously. Yes, he will take you seriously to bed. The dating app field reports huge growth in this area in just the past 2 years. Dylan, really because of a toxic dating world. They all hate us all. Social media is men are trash. You know who's not saying that? The older ones up there.
Nigga, what?
Okay, that just tells you he doesn't get out much. They're not ghosting me after 6 weeks. Okay, dude, when the money ain't right, when the females see that the only thing you're good for is sex, they're not ghosting you. They are just compartmentalizing you because you don't have anything to offer. So, as Nia Long would tell you, when fun time is over, they're not ghosting you, bruh. Fun time is over. She had a man paying her bills. You can't do that. So you have a utility, but not something that she can actually invest in. So yeah, she got out here thinking she was going to get a replacement for her husband. In the chat room, Eddie, I mean, some of them, yeah. But I walked in the door saying, hey, I'm not trying to get married to anybody. They all said, okay, that's fine. That's cool. And like I told y'all, women lie. Women lie without thinking. They lie through their teeth. You can tell females, no, I'm not looking to get married. I'm not looking to have kids. I'm not looking for a lifetime commitment. Let's see where things go. She'll sit there and say, okay, all right. And then she will immediately hang up the phone with you and be like, he doesn't really mean that. Don't worry. I'll get him to change his mind. Well, once he gets with me, I'll be different. He's just scared. Once he's with me long enough, he'll feel different. So that's really what they're thinking. They got ulterior motives. As a man, I meant what the hell I said. And they heard you when you said that, but she's made the idea that she's supposed to have somebody, and this is the way it's supposed to be. And so it doesn't matter what you think or what you say. When she gets, we gonna do this the way I want to do it. Okay. And so I didn't do anything to them. They did it to the damn selves. Let me go ahead and throw the Zoom link up here in the chat room, by the way. If you have been instructed to call in, hello, Tiffany. We need to go ahead and get you on up here on Zoom. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's go ahead and do that. So yeah, folks, the New York Times is giving out outrageously bad advice. They're giving terribly bad advice. They are misleading all over the damn place. This is the same situation that it's always been. Young men have always been. Folks, what was the Dustin Hoffman movie? Mrs. Robinson? A Tiger's Tale? Folks, Hollywood's been making movies about younger men sleeping with older women now since the 60s and the 70s. This isn't new. But to the Gen Z writers at the New York Times, of all places, they think they're breaking news. Okay, The Graduate, thank you. The Graduate. So they think they're breaking news. This is not new. Older women have always had folks, you want me to get grimy with it? R. Kelly, Usher. There's never been a short. If you want horrifically bad advice, this is the New York Times. This is the New York Times. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. For those of you who are not old enough there, because you're not half a century old. What? Hollywood been making movies about that since, with people who are major stars today, since the 60s. And I'm just naming a couple of them. This is nothing new. The New York Times just hopes that you're too young or didn't watch enough movies to remember any of this. And what this really means is that the options have dried up. That's what it really means. Now we want to know, who are the men who going to bail out all these 55-year-old women? The 55-year-old women are looking for producers. They're looking for guys who are active. They're looking for guys who are at the top of their game. Nia Long is 55 years old, and she doesn't want to say the quiet part out loud. She is looking for a fellow who is active and at the top of his game and is still producing and making big things happen. At 55, she is still trying to get a go-getter. At 55. By the way, where you at, Tiffany? We don't see you on Zoom, ma'am. You got 2 minutes. Let me go ahead and jump over here on Zoom right quick. Okay, Kareem, if you're on Zoom there, make sure you have your camera microphone turned on for me. There you go, Kareem. All right, brother, what's on your mind?
Hey, what's up? Yeah, I called in. I forgot the guy's name, but he told me to call in and have a talk with you. It was just a suggestion. Because you were sitting there talking about guys in their 20s, talking to guys in their late 30s and 40s, and guys in their late 30s and 40s and 50s out here going after girls in their 20s. I was like, I'm 38. I don't go no younger than 27. Other than that, that's kind of creepy in my eyes or whatever. And I was told to call in. I mean, you tell me what's up with that. What you think about that?
Okay,
I ain't got no kids.
I mean, look here, that's your personal preference. It really is. However, I will tell you one thing. It's really contradictory if you would sit up here and say, like, for example, do you drink? Of course you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
How you know?
Okay, well, I had a hunch. I felt lucky. Okay.
I ain't no shame in my game.
Okay, now, do you think that we should raise the age for drinking to 25?
No.
Why not? Isn't that creepy that you have 18-year-olds able to drink? Isn't that creepy?
I mean, well, I'm gonna be honest with you. When I was 18, I was sneaking around drinking.
Right? Isn't that creepy?
Okay, but me,
sir. Okay, I'm saying, isn't that creepy to be drinking that young?
No, I was just being grown. I mean,
Okay, so that
well, back
okay,
then-
okay. At 21, isn't that creepy too? I mean, that's just 21 years old. Isn't that kind of creepy?
No, that's the legal drinking age in America.
Oh, okay.
I mean, other countries or whatever. Like I've been to Germany one time for a week. The legal drinking age over there is 16. So,
Right. So
I mean,
now that we have established that you feel at 18 or 20 years old, you should be able to drink, and that doesn't make you feel creepy.
No, I was just
right. So when we start putting ages on things like that, I'm just saying, are we going to be consistent? Because I can accept what you're saying if you're going to be consistent. If you're going to pick and choose what makes you feel creepy, then there's something else at work here.
Nothing else at work. Okay, what does drinking have to do with sex or
because you said younger than 27 made you feel creepy.
No, I'm 30. I say I'm 38.
Yes, sir.
I don't date any woman younger than 27.
Right, but she's. But she's grown. And you said it made you feel creepy, but you're both adults. So at what point is it no longer creepy?
Well, like I said, I just don't go no younger than 20. So, I mean, I really can't relate. I'm 38.
Right, okay, brother, I'm asking a question. I haven't gotten an answer to it yet. You said it made you feel creepy. Okay, we just covered about drinking. That, by the way, that's a lot younger than 27, and that didn't make you feel creepy. So at what point is a person old enough that it doesn't make you feel creepy? That's what I'm asking.
I mean, I just don't really relate. I don't see how I have to relate to somebody, a woman in their early or mid 20s. Like, I don't have little to nothing. I mean, 27, your mind is developed. Okay, your mind is developed. She's been through some things or whatever. I mean, she ain't got too much baggage. She ain't got no kids. Cool. But a 21, 22-year-old, I mean, legally, you're grown. But mentally, you still kind of child. Your front lobe hasn't fully developed.
Okay, brother,
I don't think a guy 35 plus should be messing with a girl 21.
Okay, brother,
I mean,
do you know how many 40-year-old men that I know got the mentality of a 20-year-old?
I have yet to meet them, but I'm pretty sure.
Okay, I'm pretty sure you know a few.
I said I don't know any personally, but I'm pretty sure they out there.
Maybe you don't know how to gauge that, sir. Most of these fellas out here got the mentality of a 20-year-old to begin with. And second of all, it's not like these females in their 40s are outrageously mature. It's not like that's the case. So you're subscribing to a very much elevated level of maturity and development that just really isn't even there. Maturity today is a rare commodity. That's not common. Take a look at all the 40-year-old females out here trying to go to the 20-something-year-old club wearing halter tops that they're spilling out the top of at the middle. Damn! So maturity is, take a look at all the grown females allegedly walking through Walmart in their pajamas and house shoes. Maturity is a rare commodity, sir. It's not common. That's not the rule. That's the exception. So if what you're seeing in your daily life, if you think that's maturity, that kind of makes my point for me. Because maturity is rare. You can look all around you and see the lack of development all around you. Personal responsibility, personal accountability.
I'm going to be honest with you. Me personally, I'm a lone wolf. At this point in my life, I done been some places, done some things. You know what I'm saying? I just go to work and go home right now.
Okay, well, let me try this a different way. You said that you feel like you don't have anything in common with a 27-year-old. Okay, that's up to you. However, I said early 20s. I said early 20s. I said 27 and up. Okay, early 20s.
Cool.
Okay.
I don't go no longer than 27.
Okay, tell me what it is you think that you have in. Tell me what it is you think you have in common with a 28-year-old that you would not have in common with a 26-year-old.
Okay, you got me. I said, okay, you got me on that. You got me. I just talking about early 20s.
Right.
Early 20s, I don't fool with that.
Like what I'm saying is we can't understand things if we don't have a common frame of reference.
Like my father, he owns a nightclub or whatever. I help out from time to time. When the girls in their early 20s hit on me, I shut that down. I can see I'm 38. I don't really look at no grays in my bed. Now that I've been blessed, I eat right, exercise, drink a lot of water. But it was this fine chocolate curvy woman. I'm talking about real natural looking, like chocolate. She had locks, everything. 33, no kids. Her and I hit it off real good. I took her to dinner. You know what I'm saying? We went to a movie. All that we did, we did. I ain't going to in detail about that. She's 33, no kids. Did she have any abortions? We ain't get that far. But there was a 22-year-old that hit on me that night. She looked a little older than that, but when I found out she was 22, I did it. I'm like, nah, we had different points in life, blah, 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 woo, woo.
Okay, different points in life. What is that?
I mean, I'm 38. I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get married and build something.
There you go.
I am building or whatever. But I'm talking about. Well, I ain't say I'm trying to build something. I mean, when
you say you're trying to get. You say you're trying to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But a girl in the early 20s, people trying to have fun. Like, not too many girls in the early 20s.
Yeah, I want
you all to
tell
you that. They may tell you that. They'll lure you in with that. But trust and believe, she got a few guys on her phone.
Well, I want you all to understand something here. I want to teach you all something, especially in this modern era here. It is not a good look for the men out here today to be bringing up marriage all the time. All that says today is it screams desperation. Men who slow that, brother. You just brought it up. Yes, you did. You just invoked marriage. I didn't. And what I'm saying is that
I said you. I didn't say it to her. I didn't say it to her.
Okay, sir. Okay, I'm saying for you to be bringing it up at all, and I'm explaining to you why. Okay. In the modern era today, it doesn't serve us to be doing that because all that screams is desperation. When men have options, men ain't bucking to get married. You know why? Because when females got options, in their 20s, she's not the least bit interested in getting married. Marriage is something females only start banging on when bills get piling up and they got themselves to a jam they can't get themselves out of. Now they want someone to commit to them. But as far as in regular life, brother, these females ain't out here trying to get married like that because they feel like they're spoiled for choice. And we got more males demanding and crying about getting married. What I'm saying is that all that screams to the females is that they don't have to do anything differently. If you want to know why there's such a little wife material out here, it's because most of you dudes are out here making it very, very clear you want to get married. And the female's like, oh, well, all I got to do, because marriage is a lifelong commitment, she can wait to circle back to you for that. As you get older, your options are going to get less, not more. So they'll just circle back to you. So for men today, I'm giving you all a piece of advice. Hey, fellas, back off with the marriage begging. Don't do that.
I was trying to tell you. I just told you. I confided in you about that.
Okay, brother. You think these women can't see it all over you? Do you really believe that? Because I saw it the moment you got on the phone.
Hey, I'm not begging. I'm not sure for options. I'm handsome as hell. I'm like.
Okay, brother. What I'm saying is that it's also very obvious that you want to get married.
I just told you how I got girls in the early 20s.
Okay, sir, but it's also obvious that you want to get married. I saw that the moment you got on Zoom too.
Nah, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah. I'm gonna be honest with you. I see all my friends getting married, so I'm like, damn, maybe I should get married too.
Okay, why don't you go talk to your friends who've been married for 10 years and then go ask them how great of an idea that was.
They only been married for like 4 or 5
Okay,
years.
go find a couple of folk in your family or relations who've been married for 10 years and then ask those men how great they feel about marriage after 10 years.
Well, my father seemed happy. The rest of my uncles, they divorced, whatever. The rest of my uncles, they got it. You know what I'm saying? You got it on that one.
Case closed.
You got it on that.
So you have a fantasy ideal that you're going to get married and the female going to do everything right, and you're not looking at the actual facts on the ground. And I'm not saying that you should not want to get married. What I'm saying is that fellas are making it too obvious today. They desperate to get married. So the females feel like they can wait till their 40s or 50s to quote unquote act right. And even if she comes to you with 3 or 4 kids, that's going to be cool because she's got the leverage. Because you want to get married, but if she don't let you, then you ain't going to have it.
How's it obvious when I haven't even mentioned it to him? I'm telling you, I haven't mentioned it to him.
Brother, the reason you had to call in was because the statement that you made was very clearly communicating that. No. When you start putting specific arbitrary requirements on a female, that's a clear sign that this is a guy who's filtering for a wife. So when you gave that very hard, strict age parameter, that's a telltale sign. Oh, that's not something that a man with options does. That's something for a man who's specifically now filtering for a wife would do. When you get that granular.
I got like I say, I got options. Not a bad looking guy, no kids, my money straight, generational wealth over here. I told you I help with my father's club or whatever, and he owns a frame shop and a photography studio. He owns real estate.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
I got my own everything.
The whole point, brother, is whether you understood, whether you realize it or not, now you do, that you give a lot of tells that make it clear that that's what you're filtering for. And to females, that doesn't say, ooh, let me go ahead and jump on it unless she's a chick who her options are running low. For the prime real estate, what that tells them is, oh, he'll be here when I get back having fun. He'll be here.
All right. So going forward, don't have an age requirement?
No, what I'm saying is I want you to understand that that's what you're communicating. You do with it what you want to do with it. What I'm telling you is that
you said the age requirement is the one.
I'm telling you that's one tell. That's a clear tell. Okay. For a 38-year-old who makes a clear ideological wall like that, what you're communicating to women is, oh, he's filtering for a wife, because that requirement is too specific and it's too arbitrary. Because as I just proved, from 26 to 28, that doesn't actually mean anything. So you're making an arbitrary requirement because of how you feel. And I'm not saying you shouldn't feel how you want to feel. Just understand, we all see what that's for. You're not saying that for options. You're saying that because you're filtering for a wife. And we all see it.
Okay. So going forward, just don't say nothing to the women. Just take them as they come. If they want to go out, have a good time, lay up in my sack.
What I'm telling you is you're not fooling them. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. If you think they don't know that's what you got in mind, that ultimately you want to get married, if you think they don't know that, I'm just letting you know, yeah, they do. They know. They can see it. Just like I immediately saw it. They had you call in because they saw it in the chat room. Everybody saw it. That's the whole reason we had you call up. And that's when, as soon as you said, well, I want to get married, I said, there it is. So I'm just letting you know, if you think they don't see it, they do. And if they figure they got to sleep with you first to butter you up, then it's different. And what you're saying is, well, I got options because we got them in the bed and this, that, and the other. Okay, fine. But what I am saying is they know what you're filtering for.
All right.
So just understand. Do it. I just want you to make your decisions with your eyes wide open. Thank you very much for giving us a call tonight. Yeah, man, he didn't understand. When fellas start putting up hard, arbitrary requirements that are really not really ideologically sound, but it's a personal ideology based on their feeling. And you all saw how I was able to do that right there. It's like, yeah, that's filtering for a wife. That's not filtering for options. That's filtering for a wife. And the point that I'm making to people here is that, by the way, please understand that women recognize this. And as the females get older, they feel like they got more leverage. They get older and feel like they got more leverage. And so we start getting goofiness. We start getting general goofiness. Case in point, hello, Taraji B. Henson.
Damn!
Oh, no, y'all, I wasn't going to leave this alone. I was not going to leave this alone. Taraji P. Henson here. Boy, she's back and talking and whatnot, and couldn't help but notice when she said this. Couldn't help but notice this. Taraji P. Henson says Tyrese was able to blow up and book franchise films after Baby Boy. I still have not booked my franchise. Taraji is 55 years old, too.
Auntie, chill!
Taraji is 55, too. In the chat room, Keena, thank you very much for weighing in on that. I have to give a brief refresher to everybody. When females say that another female is pretty, y'all say that about Lizzo. You all say that about females that men find to be objectively unattractive. So females grade each other on a very generous curve. You've never been a man who had to say, this is the only woman I'm going to get to sleep with for the rest of my life. You've never been a man who had to settle on that. This is going to be the only option I have for the rest of my days. If a man at the top of his game is going to make that decision, he's not going to choose a 55-year-old unless he's a 75-year-old.
And deal with it.
That's the point I'm making. These women, Jada Pinkett, they're waiting until they get in their 50s and then they want to start talking about the leverage they got and start making demands and here's my list of requirements. And they still out here trying to get it out the mud. But what you're not doing is talking to the men who have to choose them. You all know that from time to time, some jackass tried this before time, and the rest of the red pill manosphere, some of them started repeating after I said that. Well, Jason, you ain't never been married. Y'all know I love it when folk try to pull that little card. You ain't never been married. I don't have to be. I speak for all the eligible bachelors. I can tell you about why the men are saying no to marriage. So no, I don't speak for the husbands. I speak for the eligible bachelors to become husbands. I'm not here to tell you why that fellow over there said yes. I'm here to tell you why the rest of the population, the ones you really desire, said no. I'm here to tell you why they said no. I speak for them. And a 55-year-old for a man who's out here digging and getting it and making things come up. No. And I told you all about that. When a female gets to a certain point, she got to go back through her damn rolodex. Ashanti had to go back through the rolodex, man. Future baby mamas, they had to go back through the rolodex. There isn't a fella out here who's making $5 million a year saying to himself, I got to make $10 million a year, and I want Taraji P. Henson to be on my arm when I do. I want Nia Long to be on my arm when I do. I want Jada Pinkett. I want a 55-year-old to be on my arm when I do. Nobody is talking to the men who have to produce at that level and asking him, by the way, what is the female that you envision in your mind? What does she look like? How old is she? What is she going to do? There's no reason for a man to marry a female who cannot give him children unless he is just emotionally needy and dependent. There's the problem. The females are looking for a beta simp who's emotionally dependent. Okay, but then what they do? What did Nia sit up here and do with Kiki? Oh, by the way, I'm not attracted to him. I'm looking for somebody to have fun with. And those are not guys you have fun with. Those are not guys who are looking to light up the red carpet. Those are not guys who are looking to wear Armani. Those are not guys who are looking to give you a good look. He's like, hey, I gave you a good look by being Mr. Responsible. She loves me for my personality. And there's Nia and Kiki telling y'all they don't give a damn about personality. They're looking for excitement and action. And one of them's 55. And the other one is 23 years her junior. And what no one has the guts to ask is, by the way, is the average 55-year-old man saying, I got to dig in and get it and make $5 million more next year than I made this year so that I can qualify for Nia Long and convince her that she needs me.
Oh, please.
This is what nobody is asking the men. Hey, men, is this really what you think? Is this really the way you feel? I'm talking about not to the guys who are aspiring to get it, to the guys who are actually in the game and got them kind of numbers. The fellows who are putting them kind of numbers on the board, is he looking for a 55-year-old demanding flowers and, quote, consistent effort? Who decides if my effort is consistent? Think about this for a few moments. This is dictating things. Nia Long says she wants a man. He needs to give consistent effort. Who determines if my effort is consistent? How many flowers do I have to buy you in a year in order to qualify for consistent? And does the 25-year-old chick over there give a damn about flowers? Damn! She's 30 years younger than you, Nia, which, by the way, was about how old you were when the world first saw you. And that's what the world has been in love with ever since, is what they met 30 years ago. A fella in that position is looking for the next Nia Long, the 25-year-old version, the one at the top of her game, The fella at the top of his game is looking for the chick at the top of her game because he's got that option. The fella who doesn't, he grabs a Kiki Palmer and tries to make the best of it.
And deal with it, nigga.
I said that. No disrespect, Kiki. It is what it is. It is what it is. A fella who got options, this is not the kind of woman that they take. The fella who's really just a simp and he's just, hey man, I'm desperate, I'm tired of being alone. Okay, that's the one y'all looking for, a fella looking to tap out. A man who's still out here building and still getting it and still trying to make the numbers next year look bigger than the numbers this year. He's looking for a chick at the top of her game. Nia wants a man at the top of his. Okay, well that man is looking for a woman at the top of hers. And 55 is not the number at the top of her game. Not so you can demand that he keep putting 7 and 8 figure numbers on the board. Why does a 55-year-old need a man to put 7 figures up for her? What are you going to do with that? What do you need that for? You're on your way to 60, Nia, while you sitting up there dissing Mr. 69. Baby, you half a decade from 60 yourself. How long do you think the list of potential sponsors is? You better go call Nicole Murphy. What? Damn! Y'all, she better dial up Nicole Murphy, y'all. Ask Nicole Murphy how thin and slim the pickings get when you start careening towards 60. Like an out-of-control Tesla autopilot. No, she's sitting there looking at Halle Berry and Van Hunt and, oh, don't worry, I got time. It's like, okay, y'all keep on dreaming. We got chicks out here been engaged for 5 and 6 and 10 damn years. It's like, okay. And the issue that we have here is that nobody is asking the men what we think of this foolery. Because they're not being honest about the caliber of man that they really want and that they really expect. They want a winner. They want a go-getter. They want a hustler. They want a fellow who's still making his name in this world. You know, everything that Tina Knowles wanted. And then she got with Richard Lawson, and he wasn't the next Tyler Perry. And she was like, oh, I don't feel special here. He ain't putting big numbers up on the board. I don't have a place to go stunt and stand on the red carpet and to show Matthew Knowles that I leveled up. You want to know the other issue, y'all, with a 55-year-old? The problem with a 55-year-old is when they get their money together. That's exactly, it's a catch-22. You know why? Because Nia Long's got the money right now. Okay, well, you know what that means? She doesn't want a guy in her age group. Because when females get in their mid-40s or mid-50s and they got their money together and, quote, don't need a man financially, they don't go looking for the silver fox. They go looking for the YNs.
And deal with it, nigga.
How Stella got her groove back. Kris Kardashian. We can go down the list. When females get their money together independently, they don't go looking for an older dude like that. Y'all, what do you think? Don't leave Desperate Housewives. Don't leave your middle-aged wife at home by herself. Why not? Because she gonna be jumping in the damn hot tub with the pool boy or the plumber or whoever is half your age. These women been sneaking it in with these younger fellas now for centuries, not even decades. Forget Hollywood. This has been going on for centuries. And everybody wants to play dumb now. Madonna, Cher. We can keep going down the list. When these women get their money together independently, if they don't have a husband, they go to see if they can go knock off a young dude. They want a young boy toy. And his age is not relevant. That's what females do when they got that kind of optionality. So does that show you? They only got the guy married to the guy for the financial stability. But if she could ever decouple from that and be a free agent, she doesn't try to go get another him. She tries to go do what Nia talking about. Somebody to have fun with. They go for significantly younger. So to all the males out there desperately trying to delude themselves into thinking that these women really mean it when they say they want a guy like that. Oh, I love salt and pepper. No, they don't. As evidenced by the fact that when they don't start talking that mess till they get their ass in the bind. When they get stuck, you end up 3 kids, $100,000 in student loan debt. It's like, dude, she's here for a bailout. And you gray fellas that they left sitting on the damn fence all this time, you have been nominated for the bailout. A fella that she wouldn't have given the time of day to 5 years ago. Because you make her feel old. One more thing, y'all. If salt and pepper hair was really that great, if females really love great niggas like that, the YNs would be coloring their hair salt and pepper.
What? Damn!
These young fellas out here have no problem coloring their hair. Okay. Folks, the young cats would be coloring their hair to make themselves look, oh, they be putting gray on their temples if that was what females really liked. If women really liked that, the young cats would have been doing that decades ago. Guess what? They don't like it. The only females who claim they like it are the ones who ran out of options, and they're hoping that the dumbass pension pimp don't know any better. So, yeah, Kiki is like, well, he's 69. I'm like, Kiki, you better jump on it. You better jump on it, Kiki. He ain't gonna be out there for too long. You stopped and talked to him for a minute for a reason. He ain't gonna be available for too long because old Nia might be sneaking behind you trying to figure out how she can get in. I mean, look, some cats just want to be fooled. Some cats just want to be deceived. He wants to believe that he was sitting on the fence all this time because he wasn't making any choices. No, you were sitting on the fence all this time because you weren't what they wanted. And you're not what they want now, but they do want the benefits, and they know they got to butter you up every damn day because you were more financially responsible than she was, and she knows that you value access to a female more than you value your money. Your self-respect matters. Your indulgences matter more to you than your money does. And they can see you from a mile away. So they go looking for these dudes, and he's been in a drought for so damn long, he'll rationalize away anything. Come on, Kiki, bring all them kids on over here. Y'all come on in here. Come hop in my Explorer, baby. We going down to Disney World. Come on, bring little Darius. This man off in the army got a whole new woman, and Kiki gonna have you at Disney World taking care of Darius's kids. And Nia's gonna have you at Disneyland taking care of Ime Udoka's kids or whoever. That's where you gonna be at. Okay, who in the hell is the fellow who spent 3 decades of his life building exactly the situation and the access and the status that he wants, and that's where he's gonna drop his resources? That's what he wants to do. No, these chicks sat up here and got spun around and played around for 2-3 decades, and now they're looking for a sucker. Do you realize how insulting that is? Do you realize how insulting that is? I'm talking to you, Nia. Do you all understand what an insult that is? Here they come slithering back up the road at 55 years old or older. And by the way, how much runway do you have at 55? I ain't downing you, Nia. I'm just saying, since you opened up this line of discussion, let me go ahead and appraise you the line of day. How much runway, people, does a 55-year-old female have? How much runway is that? She's 55. How much stunting on the beach you expect her to do at 58?
Nigga, please.
I want to know who's the fellow who thinks he gonna be stunting on the beach with Nia Long at 58. Other than her star power and her recognition. Dude, you really think 58 gonna be the lick? You really think 58 is gonna be the magic number? Really? So you think you're on the way to Cannes or Miami or the French Riviera? 58 years old. She's 55 now, 36 months. What are you looking forward to? I sound like Omni-Man from Invincible. Where will you be in 500 years, nigga? Where will you be in 500 days? With you carrying the freight on all these expenses. Where exactly do you expect to be? I'm just asking, who's the fellow who's looking to sit up here and pony up the bag at 55? And she's telling you she don't want to deal with a dude in his 60s. Well, yeah, that's the truth talking. Now, the truth is she really don't want that. And the truth is the rest of these females really don't want that either. Unless he's a guy who's just knocking it out the park. Brad Pitt can be 60 years. Brad Pitt's like 60. Tom Cruise is 60. Denzel is over 70. Samuel L. Jackson, same thing. Okay, but them fellas can get a call back from all these chicks. Why? Because even at their ages, they're still competitive. Brad Pitt just did a movie with Ume Udoka. With Damson Idris. Messing up my names there. But he just did a movie with Damson Idris. F1. This was about racing. That's pure competition. Got divorced from Angelina Jolie, makes the movie F1. Number 1 at the box office. He's still competitive. Tom Cruise, Top Gun 2, still competitive. That's what these women want. They want a man who makes them feel young. That's what nobody wants to say. The dirty little secret, and that goes for every single female in here. By the way, every female in here, if she would be honest, she wants a fella who makes her feel young again. And that's the truth. You don't want a fella who makes you feel like a damn grandma. No matter what your age is. You want a man who's going to make you feel that 50 Shades of Grey. I said it. Damn! And that's the truth. So Kiki's not asking the right questions because then she would have to confront the issue head on. Hey, Nia, we don't want a man who makes us feel old. We want a man who reminds us what it's like at the top of our game. We want a man that just standing next to him makes us feel like that. That's why you all have to study Denzel Washington's filmography. You have to study the movies he's done. He's always the leading man. He's always the man pushing events. Whether it's Malcolm X, whether it's Unstoppable, whether it is as a Roman emperor, was it Cicero? He's always in charge. He's always making things happen. He's always moving the needle. Cats a third his age ain't doing what he's doing. Hell yeah, you feel competitive standing right next to him. Denzel's in his 70s and still making things pop. That's what they're looking for. Even if you can't win a Super Bowl, okay, you can coach a Super Bowl. And if you can't coach a Super Bowl, you can own the team. Take a look at Michael Jordan. That was his arc that he is still on today. He dominated playing basketball. Then he tried to coach. Okay, it goes one with the other. He owns a team. Okay, he's not finished competing. Let me go over in the race cars. I got enough money. I got all that Nike money to go ahead and make a race car team, and look what he's doing now. He's still sitting there in the winner's circle. He's still making headlines. You still have reasons to talk about him being competitive. And one more thing, he's standing right next to the young cats when he's doing it. Damn! Now there's the thing. He's not out of place as the old man who doesn't belong here. He looks like the commander who's supposed to be standing next to the troops, giving them orders. He's in the trenches with them. That's what makes you feel like he's the man. When you turn on that TV, he's right there in the pit with the pit crew. He's right there when the tires are getting changed. He's right there watching it. He's not sitting at home watching on TV. He's right there at the racetrack. And no, it shouldn't be a surprise that Brad Pitt decided to make a movie just like that when he wanted to make his next film. Yeah, it's not an accident. These men are showing you, not telling you, showing you that they are competitive. And that's what they really want. If you're with Denzel, you're going to have to keep yourself together because you at some point going to be on a red carpet. At some point, you're going to be at the Met Gala. At some point, you're going to be at some red carpet event. within the next 364 days. At some point, you will be. Cameras will be taking pictures. Folk will be watching things. At some point, you will be. So he's competing so hard, baby. You got to compete to stay up there. And that's what they're looking for. They're looking for that. But that's rare. And the older you get, the more rare that is. So then you have to start playing games with yourself and convincing yourself that's not really what you want. No, I just want things to slow down. Okay. Just remember, you can't be fake forever. At some point, the real thing is going to come in. And at some point, you're going to start feeling very uncomfortable. And right now, what we have is a world full of 55-year-old females right now. And folks, the bill has come due. The bill has come due. There are not enough well-to-do men to come swinging in from the bleachers to pick up all these retreads. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm just reporting the news. There are not enough 7-figure men looking for a 55-year-old. They're not. Hell, there's not enough 7-figure men looking for a 45-year-old. What? There's not enough of them. Even if y'all want to be side chicks, there's not enough of them guys to go round. You are looking for a fellow who can put you in a Bentley, because you are never going to be satisfied if you're Taraji P. Henson or Nia Long and you can afford a Bentley and the guy you talking to can't. You are going to despise him every day. You're going to have contempt with him every day. Ain't that right, Mackenzie Bezos? You cannot be satisfied nor happy with a man who cannot do what you do. You will never be happy with it. You'll never be okay with it. You'll never be all right with it. Not now, not ever. And that's the problem. Right now, you have the idea that you're going to have the perfect package here. Everything's going to be all in place. It's all just going to fall together there. And it's like, that's rare, man. That's rare. Now they're in their 50s talking about, let me go back to the sexual marketplace. Oh, ain't nothing there. Well, let me go ahead and hit OnlyFans because I'm not going to have a man to provide for this anymore. So let me go see if I can make some money off of other men. What this tells me, because I'm not silly here, Miss Elizabeth has been through her Rolodex. Damn! Shannon Elizabeth has been through that Rolodex, y'all. She went to go check to see who's still available, who's still checking, who's still looking. Hey, you know I'm divorcing Tom over here. Y'all know that's how it is. Yeah, that's what, ladies, y'all know that's what you do. She going through the Rolodex. She went through what this tells me is she went through the Rolodex and nobody was buying. Nobody was making an offer. Nobody was like, oh, good, I'm so glad you're getting divorced from him. It didn't happen. Lisa Marie, are you serious? Lisa Marie, are you serious? Lisa, I'm going to debate with myself here for a few moments whether or not I need to have you call in. I'm going to have to debate that with myself for a minute. Sometimes she just thinks she's serious. She really isn't, but she just thinks she is. No, I understand this is a sobering thing, especially for a lot of the ladies in here. They're getting older and stuff, and y'all are in large cities. You're in Chicago, you're in D.C., you're in Atlanta. You already see the competition is stiff. And what I'm telling you is that, yeah, it's going to be as bad as you think it is. You are not going to get to have that red carpet moment here. You're going to have to go ahead and go grab the deacon down there at the church or whoever in the hell is buying He's going to be awkward. He's going to be lame. He is not going to be a go-getter. And you're going to have to get on social media and lie your ass off. Damn! About how great he's doing and whatnot. Just hope nobody here realize what the hell's really going on. And I mean, that's really what it's going to be. Listen, folks, I'm not saying this to be mean. I'm saying this because the reality here, this is a very tough thing for them to have to level with. The situation here is that no female wants to be told that she's a nobody. Do you understand that? No female, zero, nada, none. No female wants to feel like a nobody and a nothing. She doesn't want to feel like it didn't matter, that she was inconsequential. She's been dreaming of her Barbie doll moment her entire life. No female wants to believe or accept that she's a nobody. That's the problem. And when they wake up one day and they're looking for the number of men who can validate that she's a somebody, it's like, oh, hell, there's only like one or two here. And, oh, this one's 400 pounds and this one is 75 years old. And is this, that, and the other? Every woman wants to be a somebody. Women want to be important till the day they die. They want to be the center of attention. They want to be the center of attention till the day they leave this earth. They want to leave this world with a family standing around them. They want to be the center of attention. They were the center of attention when they were born. There were a bunch of folk looking at them. They want to be the center of attention when they die. That's literally what it is. Okay, well, you're not the center of attention with a guy making $70,000 a year. I mean, he's cool and everything, don't get me wrong, but that's not what they were thinking about. You are not going to be that chick under those circumstances. So it becomes this. Lisa Marie, come here. Let me talk to you.
Intervention!
Come here, Lisa. Come on. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way here. Give me a call up on Zoom, Lisa. You know, the bigger issue is we have here, the bigger issue that we have here is that we have a never-ending stream of people out there who are giving out horrendous information. They're sitting up here lying, they're misleading, they're detouring, they are deluding people. They're telling them everything's great, everything's fine. They are not telling them sound all the alarms, everything's gone to hell. They're not telling them that. And a female is, when a man goes broke, he'd rather die than tell people he doesn't have any money. When the females are the option, she'd rather die than say, yeah, this sad sack over here, this is the best I could get. All right, but eventually you're going to run into somebody. Eventually you're going to run into somebody. And when that happens, everything's going to come into view. Now, the other issue here is that in the era of social media, you realize that every female considers herself to be a starlet now. Every female considers herself to be a starlet. Every female considers herself to be the center of attention here. Fellas, I want you to recognize that so that you can start to spot this in your own lives. Because there's a reason why so many females identify with this. Fellas, do you realize that in social media, what do you think the selfie is? I told you all, the selfie is the digital mirror. Mirror, mirror on the wall. Who's the fairest of them all? Why do you think the females are hypnotized by their cell phones and whatnot? Because it gives them the ability to constantly gaze at themselves. Like narcissists. Actually, narcissists. Damn! By the way. Just wanted to go ahead and pronounce that correctly one time. After this, you all can. I refer you back to your regularly scheduled mispronunciation. But in any case, why do you think they look at their cell phones all the time? That's a thrill to them. They're looking in the mirror. They're looking at themselves. They are a star. Why do you think that social media wrapped them up so easily? They post a picture and then they start getting their fans. What does every female tell you? What does every female tell you? If you don't act right, she's going to her DMs. What is she saying? I'm going to go appeal to my fans. When the relationship doesn't go well, what does she do? Post pictures of herself, trying to thirst trap, trying to tell you how great she's doing. I was looking at you, Tia Mowry. Let me see how many likes I can get. Let me see how many hearts I can get. Let me see how many comments I can get. I want to feel like a star. That's the reason for it. Okay, but do you realize there's an element that's missing? The element that's missing is you do not have a man who makes you feel like that. If you don't have a man to validate you, you don't really have anything to stone the other females for. Other females are not impressed by your hair. They're not impressed by your car. Other women are not impressed by how much money you got. That does not impress them. The value of the man you have. Oh, now there's a trump card. What you do for yourself as a woman does not make other women admire you. What you can get a man to do for you, that gets them to admire you. That does it. And without that, you don't have anything. So I want the fellas in here to recognize you might be saying to yourself that the female that you're talking to, the female you've been with, was she's just average or regular smuggler or whatever. I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Just keep that in mind. Keep that in mind, and that's exactly where it comes from. Every female today considers herself to be a starlet. Why do you think there are so many OnlyFans? Why do you think there are so many Instagrams? Why do you think the high school girls think they can all be YouTubers? Every female, I didn't say that they want to be a star. I said they think they already are. They think they're already one. Like they feel like they're a great talent who just hasn't been discovered yet. See, men don't get to be delusional. If we don't produce, the world lets us know very quickly, hey, you're worthless. Females can get strung along for years. And they tell themselves as long as somebody wants to have sex with them, that the sex will be coupled with benefits and resources, and it rarely is. So what happens when you start tipping the scales or tipping the clock at 55 years old and the men who are supposed to validate you and come swinging in like Tarzan? It doesn't make that happen. I was just asking a very basic, simple question here tonight. Where are all the men who are going to come and give the bailout for all these 55-something-year-old females and reignite their heat and get them back at the top of their game and get them in the headlines and give them a good look? Where are all the men in their 50s and 60s who are getting up every day saying that the job today is to give this 55-year-old female a good look above and beyond her peers? Where are the fellas looking to do that? Where? Because the New York Times is trying to tell you that there's some crop of young males out there who's going to pick up the slack. And we all know that's a damn lie. The young dudes ain't looking for nothing but easier access than the younger females. And they know that right now the older females are catching hell out here. That's the issue for them. That's the issue for them. And they're playing a tough game right now. Well, you know, this is what I won't remember. We heard the same garbage from Lala Anthony, remember? Remember, folks, every time we turn around, we heard the same garbage from the rest of them there. They're all telling us how great things were going to be. Remember, they listened to their fan base. Hey, Lala, go ahead and divorce Carmelo. It's going to be greater later, girl. You ain't got to take that. Just like Nia Long talking to Kiki. You ain't got to take that. Okay. And did any of those heifers come back and patch this together for Lala? They all sat there in the comment section just like they did Tia Mowry. They all sat there and egged her on. They all sat there and told her to go ahead and what you ain't got to do. Here we are, folks, 4 years later. How'd that work? How'd that work? In the chat room, Mr. Ayo, here's the thing, dude. Nobody's asking the men what makes the men feel competitive.
Nigga, what?
Nobody's asking the men. See, this is how low they think of men and how base and pathetic they think men's options are. They think that men are just supposed to be motivated by whoever in the hell's sitting next to them. Whoever's sitting next to you, whoever is there, whatever female comes up, that's supposed to inspire you. Just because she's there. You want to know why the book 50 Shades of Grey sold so many copies and why the women love the movie and stuff like that, even though the movie was trash? You want to know why? Because every female wants to dig the same fantasy. Ladies, I got to read the mail right quick. Every female wants to believe the same thing. She wants to believe that she can be a baseline, basic chick and that an extraordinary world-class man, I guess that's the prince, is just looking for a basic chick. He's not looking for an extraordinary female on his level. No, you can just be whatever you are. And he's been waiting all his whole life he's become an extraordinary man so he can have a basic chick. Yeah, that he's going to bypass all these extraordinary women in his limousine. And when he saw your basic ass at Five Guys, oh, there's the one right there. That's fantasy, man. That's fantasy. That's not reality. In reality, you are not asking the men what they actually want, what actually motivates them. It is not a 55-year-old. There's something closer to this.
Damn!
It's something closer to this. Closer to this. Ask him what it is that he has the vision in his head when he's thinking about buying that Bentley. What do you think is motivating him to go through all the work and the sacrifice and the doing without and the hardship and the sleepless nights and the stress? What do you think's fueling that? Well, I'm just sitting here holding his hand. No one is asking the men, what is it that motivates you? What is it that makes you say, hey, I'm trying to step up to another level here? What is it that does that? But they don't want to ask the men that. Because they would have to actually get some real answers to find out, by the way, what motivates you? Were you thinking about a 55-year-old when you thought about that? Nia Long wasn't even concerned about what the men think. By the way, did you notice she wasn't talking about what she was going to do for them? All she's discussing is about what the men are going to do for her. At 55. 55. Yes, I've been hammering that tonight like a sledgehammer. At 55, it's still in her mind about what the men are going to do for her. And by the way, that's the only topic of discussion. What she's going to get. Never mind the last 30 years. She is still talking about what she's going to get and what the men need to give and what they need to drop off. And it's like, what in the hell is this conversation for? Who is the man who got up? I really need a woman to boss me around. You know what I really need is a woman who's going to tell me what to do. I'm looking for a woman I can jump through hoops for. That's not motivation. Getting somebody to jump through hoops is not motivation. And the other thing is, I'm just going to be honest with you. Folks, no disrespect. What exactly is it that he wins with a 55-year-old? I'm just asking. I had one caller sit up here and tell me that he didn't want to go under the age of 27. I understand that. How much runway does a 27-year-old have? Okay, she's 55. How much runway does a 55-year-old have? What is the extraordinary thing that a man can look forward to from a 55-year-old? What exactly is it he'd be looking for? What exactly is it that he could expect? What exactly is it he could demand? What exactly is it that she's going to be offering? Especially when you consider the fact that, by the way, she's telling you about everything you need to do for her. Is there anybody who thinks that these are women who get up in the morning and they cook and they cater to somebody? Do you think that's what's happening? Because I don't think they'd be divorced if they were. You know why? Because the man they were with didn't motivate them to do that. Or maybe it's because at the end of the day, they actually showed what they were there for, that they were there to be catered to. And they're looking for somebody who's going to plug into her program. That is a heavy lift at 55. With the idea that there's this crop of men out there. That's the problem. The problem with females who date athletes or whatever, they were in a place in their life where they could date athletes. They start thinking that every man is like that. There's the real issue. They're very simple-minded about it. Their experience is that in their 20s, they were on such a high peak that they had a choice of 7 and 8 figure men, and they start telling themselves that everybody is like that. Every man is like that. They don't tell themselves that that's the top 1/2 of 1% of the population. They tell themselves, oh, that's got to be at least 10% of the population. They've spent so long dealing with those kind of guys that they've told themselves that that's the norm. And so they also tell themselves it's never going to run out. I'm always going to have access to those kind of dudes. And so even if I lose this one, I'll get another one at 55. I'll get another one at 55. Nia does not see the world the way that a man, the kind of man she's looking for, she doesn't see the world the way he does. She doesn't realize what that sounds like to him. To the men that they're hoping will give him a call, they don't understand how that sounds. That doesn't sound respectful. That sounds exploitative. Okay, but guess what? The fellas who were in high school when she made Friday, those guys don't give a damn how she talks. She can talk crazy to them. That doesn't bother them. It doesn't bother them. It doesn't insult them. It doesn't offend them. She can talk nutty as hell to them. They're fans. They put her on a pedestal. When she says that stuff, they sit there and say, that's right, queen, you deserve that and more. Here's the problem. Even your so-called fans who are talking like that, they're not going to sing you flowers every week either.
What? Damn!
Oh, they'll sit there in the comments section and put a like on it. But if you ever DM them back and say, okay, I want flowers every other week, baby, he's not doing that. Them fellas ain't doing that. When they start getting that bill, no, they're not going to do that. They're going to be like, okay, I'm going to do this for a good month. I got enough money to save up to do this for a good month. And then that's it. That's not what they're doing. There's not a fella out there right now saying, I need to make $10 million and drive a Rolls Royce so that I can give Nia a good look. I'm not saying that to be disrespectful. And I want to take a moment here to talk about the guys for a minute. Fellas, the females are all the way out of line right now, but for most of you males, it's freaking pathetic. Because y'all are sitting up here talking about Nia Long looks good for 55. I'm not here to down anybody about father time, but I am here to say one thing. You fellas need to have some damn standards. That's not being polite. That's telling females that they are evergreen. And what you really mean is that you don't have any sexual options. You would really sleep with anything, and that Nia Long is sexable. What you don't mean is what she's trying to tell herself, that she is special and extraordinary and set apart, and you only have eyes for her. No, you just want to get your turn. The truth is, you just want to get your turn. And the problem with the simp economy out here is that women have already figured out that most males are desperate and they will just say or do anything. So there's no reason for her to change until the last second when she wants to, because you'll still be standing there. And for Nia, the fans will still be standing there. She's absolutely right. The people who reinforce these fallacies in her head, they'll still be standing there. The men that she's expecting to come pick up the slack, they won't be. You know, the guy who has to actually pay the bill? Not the fella sitting in the comments section reading about somebody else paying the bill. I'm talking about the fella who actually has to look at his bank account go down by $50,000 a month because Nia is like, well, I'm providing value to you by standing next to you. Well, the value I give you is I let you get pictures of you taken with me. That's the value that I provide. And the internet is a place where now your stars and celebrities, they can actually interact with the fans, and they've been deluded into thinking that the fans giving likes or the fans in the DMs, that there's actually tangibles in there. And I want you all to please understand something. By the way, these chicks are out here, they in the streets, they doing what they do. Do not be deceived. She was saying the quiet part out loud. They still laying up with dudes. They're doing it right now. Okay, but you got to sign this NDA before you do. So you can get your chance to sleep with Nia Long, but you're never going to be able to talk about it. Okay, do you understand how crazy the body count is when you present that as an option? So these chicks are out here doing it. The Lala Anthonys and whatnot, they're not being celibate. They're out here in the streets. They're getting something done to them. But there's not really a lot of persistent, consistent, reliable options in that regard, because a fella got to ask himself. Okay, there's a 25-year-old over here with a 20-year runway in front of her, and then there's Lala and Nia with a 20-year runway behind them, and about 5 good feet in front of them.
What?
Let me give my best effort. That's the issue. They're doing that. So the men out here have sat up here and inflated these females' heads. Anything and everything that they do, because these guys are just so desperate to be seen. I gotta tell y'all right now, it's the most sickening thing, because it's not just with Nia Long, it's everywhere. Fellas, if you want to know why these chicks are size 18 with cellulite, built like Lizzo, built like a Zamboni machine, and sitting up here thinking they thirst trapping, fellas, y'all know they got dudes in their DMs, right? I mean, you can call them perverts or whatever, okay, but you got these fellas out there doing that. Do you understand that's what that is? Do you understand what that is, man? Do you understand how that goes? We got fellas out here reinforcing that. These women are not saying that because they don't know. They're saying that because the average female in here right now is looking at her DMs. She can look in her DMs. Fellas, y'all need to know what's going on in there. They have an avalanche of males. If you are a female online, she's got a bunch of dudes in her DMs. Now, most of them will be the old church deacon and whatnot, and they're carpet bombing. But what I'm saying is that when females are desperate for attention, they'll take anything, and then they have constant reinforcement. They have constant reinforcement for it. That's what fellas are not understanding, and the sad sacks are out here carpet bombing that. It's the guys out here who are a relentless fire hose of telling the women, and oh, Mother Queen Goddess, oh, Nia, you is so beautiful. I wish I lived in California. Nigga, please. You are not trying to figure out how to pay $10,000 a month for her mortgage. You are not trying to do that. You're going to be sitting in the comments section, okay, but they're going to be walking away thinking that I still got it. And how could they not? If Nia Long opens up her DMs and there's 40, 50 dudes in it every morning, how are you going to convince her that she doesn't still have it? That's the problem. Okay, now multiply that by all the females that you see online. Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter, TikTok. Why do you think the women have all the social media apps on their phones, fellas? They got them because there's a new audience on every app. If folk ain't checking for her in one place, she knows damn well. If ain't nothing in my DMs on Facebook, go to Instagram. Ain't nothing on Instagram, go to TikTok. Ain't nothing on TikTok, go to whatever. Pinterest, whatever. They know there's an audience waiting. And the real issue is for the sad sacks doing that. It makes it impossible to get these things corrected because you're giving the impression that there's this bottomless pit of options, and there isn't. And the problem with Ciara is that Russell Wilson coming and be Captain Save-A-Ho. Okay, there's only one Russell Wilson. Okay, but there's 50 million hoes.
And deal with it, nigga.
There's only one Russell Wilson, but there's 50 million hoes. And now the hoes saw one Ciara get bailed out. These women are nothing looking like Ciara. And now they're like, see, we can all get bailed out. There's no reason I shouldn't do exactly what Ciara's done, because I'm going to get me a Russell Wilson too. There are not enough Russell Wilsons in the world to save the 50 million hoes. There's like 3 of them, and one of them's off the damn board. So the problem with Ciara was that she gave the false impression to the other 50 million who don't qualify that they're going to get the same results as her, because they delude themselves into thinking that they got what she's got. And no, they don't. Some of y'all can take a look at my Facebook and you can see some of the chicks I've been showing thirst trapping. Am I going to get in trouble if I show that tonight? I really want to show y'all some of what's been creeping up on the timeline, because I'm like, oh, is this supposed to be thirst trapping? Really? Is this really supposed to be it? Because I'm like, wow. I mean, it's straight alley cats out here. One chick is 60 damn years old, and this fella's in the comments, ooh, girl, you still got it. Okay, it's Uncle Festus, stop it. No wonder we can't get anything corrected, because when something like that happens, and they telling me to go ahead and do it. All right. Okay. Let me go ahead and get that up here right quick then. Let me go ahead and do that, because I just want you all to understand why it is we have had such a hell of a time getting anything corrected, because it is so damn easy. It's so damn easy to get foolishness to happen. And the simps are out here, I mean, just responding to any damn thing. Yeah, because they're in a damn drought. The women don't make any distinction. She's like, the more desperate the fella is, the more of a trick he'll be. He'll just go ahead and drop it off. The chick's like, it don't matter, whatever, I'm winning. It doesn't matter that he's a sad sack. It doesn't matter that he's pathetic. If it's a bailout, I'm winning. Okay. It's only when the phone stops ringing and all that changes, but up until then, forget about it. Forget about it. And these guys are sitting up here and whatnot. I mean, from porn stars to OnlyFans, these fellas are making a lot of these chicks rich. I mean, it's not a vast majority of them, but they're making enough of them rich. They're making enough of them rich. Okay. I'm only going to do this once, because you know they're going to get mad otherwise. I'll just go ahead and do this once. I mean, they were the ones posting it on their pages. They were the ones doing that, so I don't think I'm out of turn or out of school here, because they're the ones who are posting on their pages. So, ladies, you wanted to be seen, so I am just reporting the news. This is one here that Facebook apparently thought needed to be on my timeline here. One fella here has some self-respect about himself. He was just like, oh, no. All right. Take a look at the other comments. Nah, Green, like I said before, you know I love money, and it's... All right. From Brooklyn, New York, so Yeah. All right. I'm just looking at that picture right quick and saying, okay, I know that can't be a real thing. At least I'm certainly hoping that it's not a real thing. It is a real thing. Okay. Yeah. All right. You want to know about negative reinforcement? Forget positive reinforcement. K Houston official. This is K Houston official's page. So, K Houston official wanted to say, nah, we're going with green on this one. So she wanted to show her support. And fellas, she wants to let you know the buffet is open. So fellas, you will no longer be eating crumbs. The buffet is now available. I mean, we talking about sultry rhymes with poultry. And the comment sections, y'all. LaTravis. There's a name of a go-getter who's financially stable if I ever heard it. Yeah. Can you cook? I don't know if she can cook. I think she can eat.
Welcome to Good Burger, home of the Good Burger. Can I take your order?
Hello, beautiful. By the way, it's a bunch of salt and pepper grade niggas. Damn. By the way, one more again, y'all, is a bunch of salt and pepper gray dudes. And by the way, before anybody ever talking about that's black men, oh, we see all them white fellas over there at the foot fetish pages, so don't even try that. Don't even try that one. So you just want to leave that one alone. You don't want to do that. Yeah, the salt and pepper dudes, y'all. Yeah, that's what's really going down with the gray foxes. This fella, does this nigga look like he about 6 months pregnant? Damn! He said good morning. Oh, man. I want to look at his page, but folks will be sitting up here trying to flag me if I do too much of that. So y'all can go check it out for yourselves. But yeah, my love. Does he? Okay, what was he? Who you think you are, Mike Vrabel? My love, y'all. He sees this right here, and he said, "My love." Me too. Okay, he's thinking about Tarana Burke. All these fellas look like they done did about a 10-year bid. All these fellas look like they done did about a 5 or 10-year bid. These do not look like doctors and accountants and engineers. They don't look like that. This fella, yeah, I was doing the same thing, just probably, I don't think you are doing it for the same reason. So, yes, I was trying to take my glasses off too. You're trying to get a better look. I was trying to brace myself. Love you. It's okay. Fellas, do you want to know why it is we can't get Nia Long to act right? Because this is what K Houston official gets. You're so cute. Yeah. Hey, y'all, another silver fox.
And deal with it, nigga.
Yeah. Another silver fox, y'all.
Nigga, please.
Yeah. Another silver fox improving the landscape. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, you want to know why it is? Certain females are like, okay, if they reach a certain point in life when they get flat busted, they know where the hell to go. They know who is in the market. Old niggas are like subprime lenders. What? They're like subprime lenders. There's a loan for you. Yeah, your ass don't really qualify for nothing, but we're the bottom feeders. We got terrible interest rates, but there's a loan for you. All right, bring them 3 kids and your weight gain, and your STDs and your bad credit, and we have a loan for you. We'll make something work. It becomes that. This guy here, I mean, his heart going pitter patter. Oh, and that suit, y'all, that suit. Oh, another one from New York. So New York is in the struggle right now. New York used to be a fly place. New York used to be a fly place with standards. I remember the days when New York used to set the standard, man. They set the standard for who the fly females were. Man, it done fell all the damn way off into the Hudson River. This is what's happening in New York now. It's just a bunch of struggling dudes. Lamont Claiborne. All right. Lamont. Where's my you big dummy sound drop? So, yeah, y'all, this is. You think we're going to get Nia Long back down to earth? When this is what you fellas are posting for this. Okay, this is your cup of tea. All right, but this is what take a look at it. 320 likes, 19 comments. And this is just one picture. If this is what K Houston official is getting, what the hell is Nia Long getting? If this is what she's got showing up her comments, what's showing up in Nia Long's? And here was the other one. 32,000. Now this chick is 60 years old. 32,000 likes, over 4,000 comments. Fellas, she posted this and 32,000 likes. These dudes ain't got no damn standards anymore, man. You think you're going to convince Nia Long to tighten up? And take a look at what the hell is going on here. 32,000 likes. I do not believe she's buying all these bots. 32,000 likes, 60 years old. So do you know, in Nia Long's head, she's like, and this chick ain't even a celebrity. I'm Nia Long. Halle Berry is 60. So I'm going to be good at least till I'm 70. Nia Long is going to tell herself that she's good till she's 70, so she should be able to get an 8-figure dude in her 70s. I just wanted y'all to know, by the way, okay. Girl, stop worrying about him. Pension pimp with the hat and the beat. Don't tell me okay. Don't get mad at me. Well, Jason, it's because you have a genetic advantage. You're not going gray. Okay. Fellas, look, Dwayne Johnson said, I'm going to stay clean shaven. I'm going to stay in the gym and I'm going to stay clean shaven. Since this beard is no longer working with me, to stay black anymore, Dwayne Johnson said, damn the beard, damn the hair, damn the goatee. Let me just do what I do. Vin Diesel, same thing. I just wanted y'all to know this picture right here, Mr. Simons, I am so glad. I hope I'm saying it right. Simon says towing. Okay. Well, Simon says pension pimping. Jason says pension pimping. That picture right there, y'all, that when I tell you all about the pension pimp, this is what I mean right here. I was thinking, this is the picture I was thinking of right here. There it is. There it is. And he's doing exactly what you'd expect. Yeah. Yeah. Girl, be you and stop worrying about what people think. Enjoy life to the fullest and block those who make you feel any other way. Okay, baby, so she has the support of the guy at the tow truck company. All right. Okay, it's good, honest work. I'm not doubting that, but I'm just saying, okay, she's getting co-signed. She's getting co-signed by the dude at the tow truck, by the tow truck driver. By the tow truck driver. You're trying to bring her back to reality, and here this guy jumps up Hey, let me finish picking up this call over here. All right, baby, you know you sure is sexy. Okay. So, fellas, next time somebody tries to impress you, it's like they know he ain't turning down nothing but his collar. When fellas start looking a certain way, they ain't turning down nothing but their collar. Women ain't dumb. They know who's gonna make them a deal. All right. I see some essence with that berry. I mean, from Newark, New Jersey, I would have guessed. Damn! Yeah, you from Newark. Ain't no question about it. Yeah, you from Newark. I find that very easy to believe that you're from Newark. Yeah, Newark, stand up. Yes. This is representative of Newark. Yeah, that's Newark. It sure is. I mean, looking like he just got out of Rikers. He just got out of Rikers long enough to get to Facebook, so it's okay. A fella named Dennis. Y'all know an old nigga named Dennis. Once again, by the way, all right, salt and pepper. It's just when I see that now, I'm like, oh, let me just, I'm trying to sit over here and side with the young niggas because you old dudes. Let me not get grouped up with y'all. Let me get separated from y'all. I'm trying to be over here with Brad Pitt and Denzel and Wesley Snipes. I'm trying to be over here with the young cats. I'm trying to be over here with the young cats because, yeah, these gray horses, this is what's happening now. They sitting there, anything moving, you know you look good, baby. These niggas ain't got no standards. The females know it too. This nigga don't discriminate for nothing. He can't afford to turn anything down. So and by the way, and y'all know this, they got a look. Hey y'all, by the way, I wasn't joking about that. They have a look to them, by the way. Okay, you noticing a similarity, right? Okay. We ain't stereotyping, you know this is similarity. Well, sister, if it's too hot, T.O., hot in the kitchen, then you know the rest. Yes, if it's too hot in the kitchen, take your ass to the treadmill. That's how you feel? Okay. You joking, right? And the whole page is a joke, Nick. Okay, I'm just saying, y'all, I'm noticing a pattern. Yeah, once they get a certain age, he ain't competing for nothing except to be in the comment section. Joseph Senegal, okay, here come the immigrants. All right. Well, you know he ain't going to turn down a damn thing. It's just, the Sally Struthers people are still telling him stop licking the bowl. What? It's Respect Women Month, and every month should be about respecting and valuing the contributions of women in our lives. We should strive to create a culture of equality and mutual respect. Okay, just do whatever. Just whatever. Wear your gym clothes, or are you in a swimming competition? Okay. Don't be dismayed. Let the haters hate and continue to show your beauty inside and out. Sister Black Beautiful, your presentations are garnering those inappropriate comments. God made you beautiful. Any man who loves, I'm not even going to read that. Bobby Johnson, okay. Y'all, with a name like that, Willie James, Percy Earl, all right, y'all know when Willie James, Bobby Johnson, you know, damn, a grown man named Bobby with a leather jacket on. It's like, okay. Yeah. All right. I mean, this Blues Club Bobby. Andre Bass, now you know you good to go. Timothy Smith, you're killing me. Nigga, you killing me. You straight slaying me, dude. Damn, Sandra, you look better every time I see you. I'll let this speak for itself. Looks amazing. Great job. Don't let the haters bring you down. You're awesome. Y'all notice all these fellas, they got a woman and whatnot. Does she know you talking like this to other women? So far, this is like the second dude I've seen with a chick in his profile picture, but here he is. Yeah, this is what these old dudes, you want to know why OnlyFans exists? Because the married men are lying to the world about how, quote, happy they are. And this is what's really going on. He's trying, and she responded to him. So let me just check and see right quick exactly how much play he got for that. Because, I mean, she's not respecting the sanctity of marriage or nothing. She is not respecting anything there. She responded to him, they're not hating, they're just saying they want to put their, oh my goodness. Okay. I told y'all there that females always want to give you the vaginal update. You know, it's like breaking news. They want to give you the daily vaginal update. They want everybody to know what their vagina is doing. Don't know if she got a job, don't know if she got a place to live, but she will go to social media to let you know exactly what the status of her vagina is and what the day's activities have consisted of. So the women go to social media and want to let you know the vaginal update. So, yeah. Well, Mike Lowry might have some sense there. Beautiful work, lady. So this what's happening with the old folk, y'all. This was happening with them. And then you want to know why I distinguish myself. Because this is what they're doing. I'm not trying to do any of this. I don't want any part of this. I am completely disinterested. Whatever the hell this is, I am completely disinterested in this. I mean, it's a bunch of dudes here just dropping a stream of comments. And you know, everything great. You love me ever, love it. Okay. This guy said, no comments, just compliments for perfect sculptured body. This why we can't get things straightened out, fellas. This right here is the reason that we can't do it. I mean, what do you think she believes after she hears that? She didn't pay this guy for that. He's volunteering to say that. So do you think that she's telling herself, well, he's just down on his luck and he'll sleep with anything? Or do you think she's telling herself, of course he's right? She looked at the other 62-year-olds. And, I mean, do y'all think, what do you think she's walking away believing? Trying to get their previews to come up of it, and I might have too much going on in my tabs over here right now. Or maybe Facebook does not want to show me anymore because I've been doing the most. But yeah, I mean, this is what's going on. Dennis, another Dennis, y'all. You see a nigga named Dennis, that's an old, okay. You see a nigga named Dennis, just expect foolishness is what I'm telling you. So if you see a fella named Dennis, you know what you're about to get into. So Dennis, that's a beautiful queen right there. Okay. Jonathan Wagner, I'm glad for you, sweetheart. I see the arms developing. She didn't reply on that one, so yeah, bro, that wasn't the flex you told yourself it was. I don't think she liked that nearly as much as you told yourself she would. So, yeah. You're a very, very beautiful mommy, full of happiness. Your smile says it all. God bless. And I just want you to understand, this is why we ain't making no headway. If you want to know why the average female does not actually believe that she is average, if you all want to know why the average female tells herself that she is extraordinary, well, because she's like, well, nigga, you just don't appreciate it. I got plenty of men who disagree with you. So if you want to know why The average woman, she don't want the average man because this is what the average chick is being told. I'm going to be kind and say average. I'm going to be kind and say average. I will be kind and say that these are the average. But fellas, yeah. Hips and face. Don't you mean butterface? Damn. What? Okay. Dude. I mean, this is where we at. This is where we at right here. So I just wanted you all to know there's a pattern. There, okay, he from Detroit. I might have to give him a pass on that. Don't hurt nobody, sexy. She's already heard everything, sir. Okay, fellas, what I'm saying is that take a look at her comments. 16,000 likes, 2,700 comments. Tell me, convince her that she ain't sexy with all these comments from all these dudes. Tell me, how are you going to convince her that she ain't sexy? Tell me. Now, you can say whatever you want to. What I'm saying is that she's not listening to you. She's tuned you out. She's looking at her comments. I wonder if I saw her in person and asked her to let me see her do that pose, would she? And then she responded. That's the crazy part. I definitely do it for you. I'm a very friendly person. Now, that's a good question. Okay, so, fellas, I mean, all these niggas look like they're all on disability. Damn! All these fellas all look like they're on disability. They're on work release program, disability, SSIs. And fellas, if you want to know why the average female, you're just so frustrated because why is it the average female thinks that she's a 10? Because this is what you dudes are telling them. And there's some of you fellas in here. Some of you fellas in here pretending you ain't, and I know damn well you are. This fella here is talking about he date Puerto Rican. I'm like, okay, bro, that's not the flex you think it is, but all right. You look like fun. And she's responding to everybody. Boy, she trying to get her OnlyFans numbers up, ain't she? She's responding to each one. That means she here to pay bills. You'd have a blast here. So is she really inviting him over? You look like fun. This nigga don't look like he can get on the roller coaster. Okay, fellas. Okay. Well, you had one person here with a critical analysis. Needless to say, he is buried in everything else. I never stopped liking my chocolate sisters. Okay. It's the same. I love how you're rocking that green dress and exuding confidence in every photo. Your beauty shines through. This is from Walter. If a fella's named Walter, well, you know what you're getting. So, Walter would like you all to know. And Charles Brown down here would like you to know that she is not just fine, she is gorgeous fine. All right, we're going to stop there as far as reviewing the foolery out here. But the point I'm making is you think you want to know why Nia Long thinks that with her name recognition, with her film she be in, she gets recognized everywhere she goes. Do you think that she can hear a word of what she can't get or what she can't do? Of course, she's looking at randos on Facebook getting that kind of reception and that kind of response. Well, those are from randos on Facebook. Now, what do you think Nia Long thinks she should be getting? What kind of pull do you think she believes she should have? And the problem is them other chicks over there are hoping that they can drum up some business for they OnlyFans or whatever. Yeah, but ain't nobody going to be taking care of them. But what it does do is it perpetuates and accelerates the ridiculous notion that they're evergreen and it's all perfect. And I got to tell you, I place the blame for this firmly at the feet of the males. Can't even call them men. You guys over here, y'all are the problem. The women are not the problem. The women are a symptom of the problem. This bull jive right here is the problem. Let me say that in no uncertain terms. Jason, you beating up on the fellas. I'm just telling the damn truth. The men are the problem. I say men, males. The guys are the problem. Because this is what they're really doing. And this is what they really respond to. They'll run their mouths, but this is what they really respond to when you're not looking, when they think they can sneak it in. And these chicks are responding to everything. They trying to drum up some business. Okay, but this is how damn thirsty the guys are, man. So I have to put the blame for this firmly, squarely at the feet of the men. So damn desperate, don't want to compete, don't want to excel, will sleep with the damn alley cats and the bovine and whatever else, but then will turn right around and complain about these exact same women. And it's like, what in the hell are you expecting? What is it supposed to be? These average females think they spectacular. Well, yeah, because they see how easy to trick y'all are. Even if you're not tricking off money, you're tricking off attention. So, of course, the average female thinks she's special. All she has to do is post a picture of her face and all the thirsty dudes. I mean, we're not even talking about, it used to be that males only gave this kind of thing with models or porn chicks. It's just, no, just the average female. Hell, the average grandma can get online, and this is the reception that they're getting. This is the men's fault. 55 years old, 60 years old. This is the men's fault for getting us in this predicament. And I wish I could say that it stopped with the civil rights generation, but that would be a lie. I wish I could say it stopped with the boomers, but that would be a lie. It didn't. This is what dudes are out here doing. And also for you fellas, for the chick at Walmart you talked to or was giving you attitude, for the chicks with their noses turned up, hell yeah, because you don't see her damn DMs. You're not really looking at her page to see what in the hell is responding to her. So in her head, she got options. In her head, she ranks much higher than you. You tried to talk to her because you looked at her and said, hey, you just like me. And she's like, nigga, do you got 16,000 likes on your page?
Nigga, please.
She said, do you got 16,000 likes on your... Did you post a picture of yourself and get 16,000 likes? Okay. Well, you ain't on my level. Okay, Pat, you say she's a baddie in her mind. But brother, that's why I showed you the comments. Are they not telling her that she's a baddie? So I know the point you're trying to make. This is all in her head. Well, it's in their heads too, apparently. So we can't offload this on the... We can't offload this. Okay, I need to quit looking because I'm not really ready for this. In any case, yeah, okay. This is the problem with being me. I'm just too observant. So let me just get this off of here. Okay. Yeah. But in any case, yeah, man, if it's all in their heads, they're getting a hell of a whole lot of feedback from other people. It's in their heads too. It's in their heads too, man. So it's not like she's sitting there talking to herself. You see her, them, not just her, them, all of them responding to each of the comments. They have an audience for it, man. So get the fellas to say that she ain't a baddie. Where are the men to say she's not a baddie? Oh, yeah, one more thing about the salt and pepper hair thing. Nia Long is not showing her damn salt and pepper roots. Damn! No respect to Nia, but by the way, baby, yeah, you still got that rinse on there. Shout out to you. I ain't mad at you, but by the way, for any jackass who thinks that women love that kind of thing, women don't love salt and pepper on their own damn hair. What the hell makes you think she likes it on yours? Nigga, she's got rent due. Get your old ass over here with your disposable retirement income. Your disposable income you make every damn month. She sees what the hell you doing. Bring that damn fixed income over here so she can pay her bills. They know the telltale signs. Oh, you're the place in life. When you're young, you're the place in life where you want sex, but you ain't got no money. These dudes who done aged out, because you want to talk about fellas who hit the wall. Fellas, this is hitting the damn wall as a man. Jason, can men hit the wall? Hell yes, they can. Take a look at this whole damn page over here. There's a bunch of fellas done splattered on the damn wall like them bugs on my windshield going up and down Interstate 20. This is it right here. So yes, males can definitely hit the wall. They damn sure can. And this is what it looks like right here. So you go try to convince them they ain't got it. You try to show them that they're not holding like that. You try to convince them. Well, she ain't a baddie, and according to these jackasses, she is. Well, Jason, they say that to everybody. Okay, but they're saying it to her right now, and some of them gonna pay. Not only are they listening and tuning in, some of them are going to pay. This where we at. So to all the fellas who were saying at the beginning of the program, Nia is delusional or whatever, this ain't going to happen or whatnot. I mean, you're right about the end result, but the problem is there is just so much positive reinforcement out there from a bunch of guys who are not being held accountable and not going to hold themselves accountable. And this is what you're going to end up with. So if you want to know why it is that these women think they're going to get a bailout, if you want to know why it is that at 55 years old, they still believe they're holding all the cards. If you want to know why it is, this is why. If you want to know why fellas keep going around endlessly talking about we can't convince the average female that she's not average. Fellas, that's because half of you guys are liars. And actually, of the half that are, quote, telling the truth, you're only telling the truth part of the time. Most males, when you're by yourselves, your standards get real flexible. Oh, let me say this before I sign off tonight. Let me just go ahead and upset everybody. Jason, you beating up on the men tonight. We thought we was going to talk to women. Oh, well, we're going to talk about reality. Fellas, standards get real damn flexible. Well, Jason, you're the one who said that men have a range. Yeah, but some of you niggas is off the range. What? There's a difference between having a range and just having no damn standards. And most of you fellas here is these women know if she gets you off by your damn self somewhere, your standards are going to get real damn flexible. You're sitting here among the men talking about she ain't a baddie. And that chick sits up here and gets you behind some of them 2x4s at Lowe's or Home Depot. Y'all know when you back off in the back of one of them corners by yourself. Back there in one of them dark areas where they keep all the damn appliances in the dark back there, where they keep the lumber at. She knows if she can get your ass back there by them damn 2x4s or by that drywall, get you back there behind that sheetrock, and she press up on you. So you say I wasn't sexy, huh? You say I wasn't sexy, huh? Is this not sexy enough for you? You're like, well, ma'am, it's just when you say it like that, it's... Oh, what'd you tell Jason? Well, Jason don't know a damn thing. It just that's what I know what'll be happening. He don't know nothing. So, fellas, the enemy is within. You want to know where the ops are? The ops are in our circle, man. These fellas talking all this garbage here, but the women know better. That's why they're talking crazy. Because they know it's like, hey, dude, you talking online, but we meet these fellas in person. Tongues be wagging. Dudes be talking about what they want to do. So that's what's going on. So fellas talk one way online, but these females are meeting reality. And they see the kind of response they get. They get these fellas by themselves, and standards get real lax and get real flexible, and the talk get real nice, and all of a sudden she's got your damn phone number. And then you ain't gonna come back and tell me nothing. But yeah, all of a sudden she's got your phone number. Okay, nigga, how'd that happen? If this is all just a fluke, how the hell that occur? So this is where we really at. I don't perceive or predict a bailout coming for Nia Long in that way, because she's looking for a specific candidate. A average dude ain't gonna do it. So for her, it ain't gonna work. And for Kiki Palmer, well, I mean, she already got pregnant by one dude like that, so Kiki is on her way to Fantasiaville. I don't anticipate that Nia Long is going to get an offer, but I mean, a fellow who works at the Sprint store, a fellow who works at the AT&T store, he can get the digits from Kiki. Like, if she meets a nigga who can sing good, he ain't even got to be famous like Usher, but she meets a nigga that can sing good, she gonna give him the number. So, for Kiki, she's still got one more average dude in her. Yeah, like what's like Tia Mowry, she's like dating one of her children's teachers.
Nigga, what?
Yeah, y'all saw Tia Mowry, she's dating like a teacher. The guy is one of her kids' teachers, so it's just like, okay. Yeah, there you go. They said I'd never find love after... Oh, there's nobody who told Tia Mowry, you couldn't get a teacher to marry. Okay, baby, nobody said that you could not get a damn teacher. Nobody said that. They acting like they stunting. Oh my goodness, single moms inherit some humility. That's right. They said, wouldn't nobody want me? It's okay, baby. Look, the forklift driver at Lowe's, the pension pimp, the teacher, of course. Yes. Nobody said you wasn't. That's what we told you. You're eligible for that. You know what you're not eligible for? Mr. 7-8 figures. You're not eligible for him. That's who you're not eligible for. You're eligible for the guy at Circle K. You're eligible for the guy at Starbucks. You're eligible for the rapper who's trying to get his career off the ground. You're eligible for him. but you will make way more money than him. You will have way more status than him. You will have way more recognition than him. He will be beneath you financially, socially, intellectually. He will be your subordinate. He will not be your leader. He will not give you a good look. Nobody ever, you are ranking exactly where we told you you'd be. And they trying to act like that's not what they at. This is exactly what we told you it would be. Yes, this is where you rank. This is what you get. This is who it is. You get a fella that you could pass by in any department store, any Walmart. That's where you're going to be at. You're going to be there. You know where you're not going to be? You're not going to be back in another NBA locker room. You are not going to be on Wall Street. You are not going to be in Martha's Vineyard. You are not going to be at a millionaires convention. You won't be there. That's where you're not going to be at. Now, that's what we did say. But hell yes, the substitute teacher, yes, you rank for that. Gray pension pimp, okay, you rank for that. Retiree on disability, you rank for him. Yes, yes. That's exactly where you'll be. But you don't want him. Okay, well, you're going to end up being with him, and that's where you're going to be. Nothing to stunt about, nothing to brag about, ain't no good look. He's just looking to sit down because as far as he's concerned, hey, I shouldn't have to do nothing more. Yeah, when I say this part right here, folks get upset, but I mean, it is what it is. We never told you that you'd never get another man. We just told you that you would never be with the man. That's what we said. You don't qualify to be with the man. You qualify to be with a man or a woman, but you don't qualify to be with the man. That's what we said. You qualify to be with the dude working at the kiosk at Lenox Mall. You can do that. That guy right there is checking for you. That fella will make a commitment to you. The old fella who's worn out and whatnot, he ain't go-getting, he ain't competing. He's like, man, damn Tom Cruise, all that damn running. He sees Tom Cruise running like, man, damn that. Okay, you qualify for him. Yeah, the fellow who gets tired just watching football, he ain't even playing football. He gets tired just watching. Yeah, you qualify for him. Yes. You get that. This is a tough road to hoe. So no, we never said you couldn't get him. Yes, you can. You can get him. Yes, the retired post office supervisor. You get that guy. Because that's what they checking for. It's like when they finally just come to grips with the fact that, yeah, the builder ain't looking okay. Let me grab one of these damn postal workers over here. One of the fellas from the water department. Oh, look, another government employee. You're a teacher, aren't you? Government employee. These women are slick. They're sizing you up to see if you have a job that has stability. Okay. Oh, you're a teacher. Well, you all ain't going to get laid off. Oh, you're a postal worker. You're not going to get laid off. Yep. Oh, you pension pimping. Okay, you're not going to get laid off. And they just put on their white brim and start combing their damn snow beard out and telling themselves they look like Mr. Steal Your Grandma, and it becomes that. And in the process, we don't get to have a real conversation. So, yeah. So, I don't foresee a bailout coming for Nia in that regard because she has a specific candidate she's looking for, and them cats are looking for something different. So, But if one of them pop in her DMs, she's going to jump all over him. So if something pop up in her DM, she going to jump all over him and hope for the best. I just wanted to explain to all the fellas out there, if you want to know why it is that they're getting older, they get more entitled. This is why. This is why it happens. So, until we get the fellas out here to stop breaking ranks and stop reinforcing bad habits, man, till we get that to happen, we're basically on thin ice, man. We can't make it happen. But thanks for tuning in tonight here anyway. I want to thank everyone who has contributed for the nice program on PayPal, Super Chat, Venmo. Shout out to Erwin. Thank you very much for your support here tonight. To Keena, J-Bo Diesel, Roger Firehawk, and everybody else here who has contributed for the nice program here. We thank you all very much for it. If you are new here to the business, welcome to the program that all your favorite YouTubers love to hate watch. We give you the analysis behind the headlines, the 720 degrees you'll receive nowhere else, because this is the definitive school of power dynamics. Things you can actually use, and you can go check every word that we say and come back later and see if we were wrong about it. Not trying to diss anybody, not trying to make nobody feel bad here. We just wanted to go ahead and investigate a few things for your education. So click that subscribe button and that notification button. Join us each and every time that we are here. If you haven't been to our Patreon, the link is in the description. We do it every Saturday, 12 noon Central Time. Had a few technical glitches and hiccups here. I was looking to have some other stuff done on Patreon, but had some technical hiccups here. Oh, Ryder Firehawk had asked a question, why you never see these women on sugar dating sites? And some of them are over there. Some of them are low-key over there. Look, they in business. They trying to get some money coming in because they have not worked for a legitimate employer long enough to get a retirement. And they haven't earned enough money for that Social Security to be worth a damn because they haven't put nothing into it. So there's a whole bunch of females in their 50s and 60s right now trying to get somebody else to parachute in and to sign on to somebody else's benefits because she has not put anything away. She doesn't have any retirement together. She hasn't put enough money in Social Security to get them kicked back. So, yeah, she is throwing out a wide net to see if she can catch a whale. She's like, there's got to be somebody's retired uncle in here somewhere. Got to be somebody's desperate retired uncle in here somewhere. So that's what they had today. I want to thank all of you for tuning in to tonight's program live or recorded. Thank you all for liking, subscribing, and sharing. And this concludes tonight's broadcast of The Business. I am your host, your brother, your humble servant, Mr. Jason Black. And until next time, my brothers and my sisters from around the world, remember, handle your business or your business